Good Tuesday afternoon to you. You found the voice of Ocala. Coming to you live from beautiful Ocala, Florida. Your only live, local, all Ocala radio show. We're the voice of Ocala. We are about Ocala and only Ocala or Marion County. No Gainesville bleed over here unless, it's all about the Gators. Then there's a little Gainesville bleed over. Buddy Martin took the day off today. He's got some personal stuff he's taking care of. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz. Of course, always joined by the hobbling today, J.J. LaSalva.
Not a good day for me, Tom.
You're on 1 foot. You got 2 feet, but you're only using one.
This is a tough day in the life of John Joseph LaSalva Jr., but, sometimes life gives you curves. Instead of, backing out of the box, you got to stand there and
Are you
hit it out
injured or are you hurt?
Both.
Because if you're
What's
injured,
the difference?
If you're injured, you can't go. If you're hurt, you can go.
Oh, I'm hurt.
So you can go.
I rubbed some dirt on it.
Right, you can go. You're not injured.
I was
you're
looking
hurt.
for crutches today, though. I will tell you that. Doesn't it hurt just watching me walk around?
No, I actually find it pretty funny.
The story is
especially
funny.
being the reason you hurt your foot.
Yes,
JJ hobbling on 1 foot today because
this is totally my fault.
He decided he wanted to try out his chance to be a punter or a place kicker.
Sometimes you just get angry at things, and you might punch or kick them, and most of the time you never win.
Only problem is a punter kicks a football, a place kicker kicks a football. JJ did his NFL tryout kicking a stand-up dartboard.
Yeah.
A video game type dartboard.
Very heavy one.
They go about 3,000.
And you know what's so stupid about it is, I'm like, I'm not going to kick this thing from straight. I'm going to break my foot. I'm going to break my toes.
You're soccer style kick.
So from the outside of my right foot, I just kind of bam. And at first I'm thinking, that's kind of a stinger. That's not going away as fast as I thought it would.
You woke up this morning and it was still there.
Man. I woke up this morning. I was like, Mom, I can't walk, man. We got to find crutches. I can't walk.
Not your brightest decision.
Not at all. I feel like a complete fool today.
And I'm going to treat you as such. On today's show, it is Trivia Nator Tuesday with Tom. It's your chance to win. I'm going to give Marion Theater tickets away today. You know what else I'm giving away today, JJ? I have $10 gift certificates to Beef O'Brady's in Bellevue. We're going to be giving away gift certificates to Beef O'Brady's as well today. On Trivia Nator Tuesday with Tom, it's your chance to win prizes if you can defeat me, the Trivia Nator at Trivia. But I'm going to be honest with you, you got no shot. The last 3 weeks, people have been winning left and right, so I'm coming with the goods this week. Been getting shoved around, pushed around. Buddy's had to take out a second mortgage on his house to afford all these prizes we're giving away. I've come strong today, JJ. Buddy has said that he had to take out a second mortgage, so today I may not even know these answers. They may be so hard. I do real quick want to give a good shout-out to our good friend of the show, Alex Perez. Alex, what's up, buddy? I know you're listening to us. You're watching us. He sent me a message on Facebook today how much he loves listening to the voice of Ocala. We appreciate Alex Perez being out there listening for us. And Alex keeps JJ in line. He's the guy that anytime it goes down, anytime our Ustream goes down, who's the first phone call you get, JJ? Right away, who calls you?
Of course.
Alex does. Right away. And we appreciate Alex for doing that. So, Alex Perez, thanks for listening. I guess by the music, you want me to go ahead and get started with this trivia thing, don't you?
Let's do it.
Well, let's go. Let's get started. After running for U.S. Vice President as a Democrat, what senator became an independent in 2006? After running for the Vice Presidency as a Democrat, what senator became an independent in 2006? If you know that answer, call the Climate Control Source hotline at 622-9622. Answer that. I'll ask you a second question. If you get that one right, you'll be the winner of a $10 gift certificate to Beef O'Brady's. Who do we got on the line, JJ?
Our boy Pete.
You knew Pete would
Always
be first
on
up.
Tuesdays.
Hey, Pete, how's your Tuesday going?
It's a beautiful day, Tom.
Pete, wait until later today when you hear this story I got about Disney World and how the one percenters are abusing Disney World. This story made me just very aggravated. I'm going to get into it later, but are you a big Disney fan, Pete?
You know, I hate to say it, Tom, but I'm really not so much.
That sort of hurts me, Pete, because I'm a big Disney guy.
Me and Mickey grew up together.
There you go. So, Pete, here we go. We're going to get you started good. After running for U.S. Vice President as a Democrat, what senator became an independent in 2006?
Joe Lieberman of Connecticut.
Correctamundo, as Fonzie would say on Happy Days.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here's the second
You
one.
don't have to say, as Fonzie would say, on Happy Days.
Yeah, I know. Here we go. The second one. What View host got their start in showbiz as a cast member of Survivor?
Tom, you don't expect me to know anything about The View, do you?
What View host got her start as a contestant on Survivor? 5 seconds.
I don't know.
Barbara
I don't know,
Walters.
and I don't care. Thanks, Tom.
All right, Pete. So that's the question out there now. What View host got her start in showbiz as a cast member of Survivor? If you know that answer, call 622-9622. On today's show, Angie Lewis in the second hour. She's going to stop by with her Biz Buzz and Ask Angie segment. Plus, we're going to play some of our conversation yesterday with the interview we had with Tara Richter, a dating coach, on her ways to safely navigate through the dating jungle. And we'll get Angie's opinion on that conversation. That's a pretty good interview yesterday with Tara Richter, JJ. Did it help you out at all? Give it to Dr. Buddy? Give you any ways to navigate the dating jungle?
I mean, I know how I should do it, but I never do it the right way.
You never do it that way, do you?
No. And just kicking inanimate objects and walking around like this is not helping either.
Also in the 5 o'clock hour, the fast-paced discussion we call Around the Water Cooler. Tom, James, JJ, and I will discuss some hot topics that are making headlines in the sports world. Maybe Tiger Woods wasn't as truthful as he sounded. And is the Heat-Bulls series a little dirty? And how good can the Memphis Grizzlies be? Just a few of the things we'll discuss around the water cooler. And then Dave Pingalore of Local Channel 6, he stops in during Buddy Sports Page today. We'll talk about the NBA and the players with the great Pinkster. But it is Trivia Tuesday with Tom. Pete already tried to get it started, came up a little short. So now the question out there for you is, what member of The View got her start as a cast member of Survivor? If you know that answer, call 622-9622, the Climate Control Source Hotline, after this break on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Since 1976, Daniel L. Hightower, a lawyer, has been fighting for accident victim justice in North Central Florida and statewide. He believes everyone in America should follow the rules, including the insurance companies. He and his firm have experience fighting for victims of personal injury, wrongful death, workers' compensation, and Social Security disability, as well as serving those in need of help with bankruptcy, simple wills, and estate plans. The mission at the law offices of Daniel L. Hightower, PA, is to represent deserving clients and recover the maximum benefits they are entitled to by law in a timely manner. In personal injury and workers' compensation cases, there are no fees or costs unless a recovery is made. The law office of Daniel L. Hightower is located at 7 East Silver Springs Boulevard, Suite 300. For your free consultation, call 352-629-7777 or 1-888-LAW-1976 and visit danhightower.com for more information. Daniel L. Hightower, PA lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice, and the proud sponsor of Ask the Cops.
This reprise of Ask the Cops is proudly brought to you by Daniel L. Hightower, PA lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice since 1976.
Situations in the state where we got the city police department, we got the county sheriff, and we got the state patrol. Hypothetically speaking, let's say the state patrol is chasing a bank robber with a hostage into Marion County, into the city of Ocala, and they take hostage someplace. How is it determined what department would make the ultimate decisions on what to do to solve the situation?
What we do in a situation like that where there's a joint response is we institute what's known as incident command, and it's a joint command basically of the situation. Normally, the agency that started the incident is overall in charge of it, but it's going to depend on what happens once it gets there. The leaders on the scene that night, the watch commander, the supervisors from whatever agencies get together and they implement that incident command, and that's how those decisions are made.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. Listen to my show weekdays from 3 to 6 right here on the Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA. The Source.
Right here since 1957. We're WOCA, News Talk 1370.
Hey, Larry, nice haircut.
Oh, thanks, Robin. Looks like you had something different done, too.
Yes, I did. Thanks for noticing. I went to Lupe at Merle Norman on the Boulevard for a fresh cut, some summer highlights, and a facial.
No kidding. That's who I go to. I didn't know she did all that.
She does coloring, waxing, styling, updos, microderms, and she does it all for prices that won't break the bank.
Sounds like you can take the whole family there.
As a matter of fact, I do.
Hi, this is Lupe. Let me be your personal stylist. To set up your appointment, call me today, 426-1229.
Well, the new year is upon us, and that means getting to those forgotten projects that you promised you would. So whether you're tackling a small honey-do list or building the Taj Mahal, Sunbelt Rentals will help you get the job done right with the right tools. From carpet cleaners to excavators, Sunbelt Rentals has what you need. So what are you waiting for? Get it done. Rent it now from Sunbelt Rentals, located on Highway 27, just a half mile east of I-75, or visit sunbeltrentals.com. Get it done. Rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals.
News Talk 1370, WOCA invites you to discover your full business potential. News Talk Radio is the perfect environment for your advertising. WOCA's News Talk format pinpoints information-hungry, better educated, high-income adults. So use us to talk to them. Call 732-8000. 732-8000. We're Ocala News Talk Radio. News Talk 1370, WOCA.
Hey, I'm Gary. And I'm Eric. Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
This is Tom Schmitz live in the WOCA studios with this news break brought to you by Renstar Medical Research. According to a story in ocala.com, Kevin Reed out as director of the Power Plant Business Incubator, and he's also passed up a chance to serve as director of new business and development for the Ocala-Marion County Chamber Economic Partnership. Reed said he wanted the community to know he did not simply walk away from the incubator. I'm disappointed that the CEP has decided to take the power plant in a different direction, Reed said. I wish the organization well, and I continue to be passionate about the importance of supporting entrepreneurs here in Marion County. He is pursuing other opportunities, and we certainly wish him well, said Kevin Sheely, President and Chief Executive Officer of the CEP. This news break was brought to you by Renstar Medical Research, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today. Call 352-629-5800 for more information. Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala. Trivia-Nator Tuesday with Tom. Buddy Martin usually joins us in the second hour of Tuesday. He's taking the day off for some personal stuff he has to get taken care of. So it'll be myself as your host, JJ LaSalva is here with us. Angie Lewis along in the second hour for her Biz Buzz and Ask Angie segments. Plus, we're going to replay some of the interview we had with Tara Richter and get Angie's opinion on that. And then the ever-growing in popularity around the water cooler in hour 3. And Dave, the great Pinkster Pingalore, he joins us from Local 6, also in the Buddy Sports Page Hour. Right now, though, it is Trivia-Nator Tuesday with Tom. Your chance to win prizes if you can beat me at trivia. The question out on the floor right now, what View host got her start as a contestant on Survivor? If you know that answer, call 622-9622. That's the Climate Control Source Hotline for your chance to win Trivia-Nator Tuesday with Tom. Police say there is a 19-year-old sought in the New Orleans parade shooting. That's just a terrible story. New Orleans police and federal authorities searching early Tuesday for a young man suspected of opening fire at a Mother's Day parade. Ronald Sarpis identified, Police Superintendent Ronald Sarpis identified the subject late Monday as Aiken Scott, 19, of New Orleans. So they're looking for Aiken Scott. He's 19 years old for the shooting that injured 19 people in New Orleans on Mother's Day. Who do we have on the line for Trivia Tuesday with
Keith.
Tom? Keith, how are you today?
Good.
Keith, beautiful day. What are you doing out in Ocala today? You working? Or you taking in golf? What's going on?
I'm working.
You know, I'm stuck in the studio on such a beautiful day. It's a tough life I live. Tough life. All right, Keith, what View host got her start as a contestant on Survivor?
Elizabeth Hasselbeck.
Elizabeth Hasselbeck. That is correct. All right. If you get this question right, you will win a $10 gift certificate to Beef O'Brady's in Bellevue. What company was originally known as Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing? What company was originally known as Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing?
I don't know.
All right. Thanks for playing today, Keith. So the question out there for Trivia Tuesday with Tom, call the Climate Control Source hotline at 622-9622. If you know the answer to what company was originally known as Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing. JJ, who do we have?
Barrett.
Barrett, how are you today?
I'm doing good.
You taking in the nice weather we got going on out there today in Ocala?
I am. I was calling in response for the question for the View.
Somebody had already got that.
Oh, they did?
Yep.
Oh, all right. Well, I don't know the answer to the other, so sorry about that.
Okay, well, thanks for playing today.
You know, he told me his answer for the other one. He got that wrong anyway.
Did he? Oh, well, there you go. So the question out there now is, what company was originally known as the Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing? This is just a sad story out of New Orleans, JJ. The shooting in New Orleans, 19 people injured. They've reviewed surveillance camera images of the mass shooting, and now they've come up with Aiken Scott as the shooter. African-American youth.
There's only one?
19. Yep. The police announced a $10,000 reward for the capture of Aiken Scott. Just a sad story, and it gives people, it gives gun control people just a little more ammunition to say, see, this is why we need gun control. When I bet when it comes out, you're going to find out he was either a convicted felon or
this
he
is
had
gang-related.
Yeah,
obviously.
gang-related.
That's why
exactly.
If anybody else shoots into a crowd and 19 people, they're going to call it like an act of terrorism or something like that. Not this kid in New Orleans. This is obviously gang-related, drug-related.
This was a beef or something. Exactly. Yeah. You're going to find out there was a beef. Somebody got disrespected or something.
Something so stupid.
3 gunshot victims remain in critical condition Monday, although their wounds don't appear to be life-threatening.
How do you even shoot 19 people and not kill a single person? That is a miracle, man. That's insane.
And New Orleans is not the safest city, okay?
No.
I've been to New Orleans many, many times. It's one of my favorite cities, but it's not the safest area in the world. You know that going into New Orleans. It's like Atlantic City. You know Atlantic City's a place. You don't get more than a block away from the boardwalk in Atlantic City.
If I got mugged on, walking down the street in New Orleans, I wouldn't be surprised about it.
Canal Street, Bourbon Street. You got to stay in the river district, the historic district, of Bourbon Street.
Around other tourists.
If you don't, you're taking your life into your own hands. Let's just be honest. That's the reality of New Orleans. It is Trivia Tuesday with Tom. The question out on the floor: what company was originally known as Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing? Who do we have on the line, JJ? Richard, how's your Tuesday going?
Oh, pretty good. How about yours?
Good. Is it almost 5 o'clock for you?
It's 5 minutes away from 5 o'clock for me.
Well, I'm a little jealous of you. I'm a little jealous. Happy hour starting in 5 minutes for Richard. Richard, what company was originally known as Minnesota Mining and Manufacturing?
3M?
3M, Minnesota Mining Manufacturing. 3M. That's correct. Okay, if you know this one, you'll get a $10 gift certificate to Beef O'Brady's. What movie finally earned Martin Scorsese his Best Director Oscar?
Have no idea.
Oh. Thanks for playing, Richard. Enjoy 5 o'clock starting in 5 minutes for you.
Thank you, sir.
That's the question down on the floor now. What movie finally earned Martin Scorsese Best Director Oscar? If you know that answer, call the Climate Control Source hotline at 622-9622. You're entirely correct, though, JJ. Once this New Orleans story comes out, we're going to find it was drug-related, gang-related, or somebody's girlfriend was wrong. There's going to be some disrespect going on there somewhere. This is not an act of terrorism. This was somebody who had a beef or somebody who was disrespected or somebody earning their bones in a gang or something. That's what you're going to find all this was in New Orleans. Which still doesn't make it good. It's still a tragic event.
But it doesn't make it it makes it not surprising at all. Doesn't surprise me.
It makes it like the violence going on in Chicago or L.A. or
that's why I don't think these news people are covering it as much as they would if it was not a city like that.
Well, Jarrett Patel said, I saw the guy on the corner, his arm extended, firing into the crowd. He obviously was pointing in a specific direction.
Yeah.
He wasn't just waving the gun around wildly. So this person knew what they were doing.
But he's a complete idiot.
Right, a complete idiot. Complete idiot. Tribune Tuesday with Tom. Who we got on the line, JJ?
D.
Hi, D. How's your Tuesday going?
Hi, Tom. It's going good.
Are you taking advantage of this lovely weather? It's not. Last night it was a nice 48 degrees last night. Windows open, so we didn't have to run the air. But now it's 73, no humidity. Pretty good Tuesday, huh, D?
It's beautiful.
That's what JJ's all complaining over here that it was cold. How do you know? You were kicking dartboards last night, pal. What movie finally earned Martin Scorsese his Best Director Oscar?
I don't know that one. I know the Minnesota Mine.
Oh, somebody already answered that one.
Oh, did you? I missed it while I was trying to call.
Somebody already answered that one.
Okay.
Thanks, D. Thanks. Bye-bye. So what movie finally earned Martin Scorsese his Best Director Oscar? If you
Nobody
know that,
wants to try.
If you know that answer, call 622-9622, the Climate Control Source Hotline. We'll get you on, get you to try to win trivia. The problem with this shooting in New Orleans, JJ, is that the New Orleans cops aren't known as the best cops either.
Didn't know that.
You know, they've been under federal indictment and everything. This was a group of police officers that opened fire and murdered people during Katrina on bridges and stuff just because they would raise their voices at the cops and the cops would open fire on them. So this is a city with lots of problems. Gun violence problems they got there, but the living there is way down. People are in poverty in New Orleans. New Orleans is really not a very good city, but it's a great place to go for 2 or 3 days
for a football game or something.
Right, but it's a tragic, and I keep going back to it was Mother's Day. This was a parade for mothers. What kind of sicko does this kind of thing? And people are gun control advocates go, oh, it's a gun that did it. No, it wasn't. It was some sicko with a gun. He could have done the same thing with a car.
And I guaranteed this guy illegally obtained the fire.
I promise you he illegally obtained the firearm.
That kid's not supposed to have one. This isn't his first rodeo when it comes to committing violent crimes.
I guarantee, or if it was because he was earning his bones to get into the gang. So it's just a sad, sad story. Who do we got on the line for Trivia Tuesday with Tom?
Kathy.
Kathy?
Yes.
Hi, Kathy. How are you today?
Okay. I think I know this answer.
Okay. What movie finally earned Martin Scorsese his Best Director Oscar?
The Departed. Ooh, I love that sound.
Great movie, The Departed, too, wasn't it?
I didn't get to see it. I'd like to.
It was a great, great movie. Now,
I can't believe he didn't win.
Kathy, you being a woman, you may know this answer where guys wouldn't know it right away. Who was the first man to appear on the cover of Vogue magazine? It happened in 1992.
92.
Who was the first man to appear on Vogue? It happened in 1992. 5 seconds.
Oh, my goodness. Ben Affleck?
Not Ben Affleck, but a very good guess. Thanks, Kathy, so much. Okay. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. So now the question down on the floor
is
who
was probably like 15, 1982.
No, Ben Affleck was, because Good Will Hunting came out in what? Probably 96,
99?
97, 98, something like that.
Let's see, Ben Affleck's 40 years old.
Right, so in 92, that was 20 years ago. He was 21 years ago. He was like 19, 20 years old.
Ago.
No, it wasn't. 92 was not 23 years ago. It was 20 years ago, 21 years ago. So he was like 20, 19. The question out on the floor is, what man was the first to appear on the cover of Vogue magazine? Happened in 1992. We're going to take a break. If you know that answer, call us after the break at the Climate Control Source Hotline, 622-9622. Tell us your answer for your chance to win.
Listen to this. It could have been him. 1992, Ben Affleck played the role of basketball player number 10 in the show Buffy the Vampire.
Well, there you go. See? So, could be Ben Affleck, but it was not. We're going to take a break. You're listening to the Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin for Renstar Medical Research. Every day we hear another story about innovation or about the cutting edge of technology taking place right here in Ocala. The power plant, IHMC, Ocala 489. But did you know that important medical research is also being conducted here that will impact hundreds of thousands of people in the country someday? Maybe you've heard the name Renstar, but like so many others, perhaps you didn't realize Renstar Medical Research is one of the top facilities of its kind anywhere in the U.S. There are important studies being conducted by a highly qualified team of medical experts at Renstar, impacting decisions of major pharmaceutical companies and bringing new drugs to market. And you can be a part of these studies, as so many local people are right now. Renstar has conducted more than 500 studies since its inception and would like to extend an opportunity to you to be a part of these. Call 877-629-5800 or 352-629-5800 if you'd like to know more. Renstar Medical Research, locally owned and operated in beautiful downtown Ocala. Renstar, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and a coffee pot is always on. Call your good neighbor's State Farm agent today, Angie Lewis, at 294-2444.
WOCA. What you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
In the battle of the leafy greens, kale comes out on top. Gram for gram, kale has more vitamin C and A and K. Plus, kale has 3 times more lutein than spinach, which helps protect your retinas. 61% of human resource managers said a tattoo would seriously hurt a job applicant's chances. Do you have distilled white vinegar in your home? Doctors say this is a great natural bug bite remedy because it neutralizes the venom.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
How good does it get?
Golf has long been considered to be sport's most prestigious game, and WOCA has your connection to everything in the golf world. Every first and third Thursday at 10 a.m., tune in for Let's Talk Golf with your host, PGA professional and teacher to the stars, Jim Beckett, and operations manager for the links of Spruce Creek South, Darren Irwin, right here on The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Don't ever miss a single edition of the Mike Huckabee Show. We're going to have a whole lot of fun talking the big issues of the day. We'll talk to the newsmakers and the issues that made them a newsmaker, as well as we'll bring you some entertainment, some fun. You never know what's going to happen on the Mike Huckabee Show. Don't miss it.
Join Mike Huckabee every weekday from noon to 3 exclusively on WOCA The Source.
Hey, Larry, nice haircut.
Oh, thanks, Robin. Looks like you had something different done, too.
Yes, I did. Thanks for noticing. I went to Lupe at Merle Norman on the Boulevard for a fresh cut, some summer highlights, and a facial.
No kidding. That's who I go to. I didn't know she did all that.
She does coloring, waxing, styling, updos, microderms, and she does it all for prices that won't break the bank.
Sounds like you can take the whole family there.
As a matter of fact, I do.
Hi, this is Lupe. Let me be your personal stylist. To set up your appointment, call me today, 426-1229.
This is Tom Schmitz live in the WOCA studios with this news break brought to you by the Angie Lewis State Farm Agency. Federal accident investigators were weighing a recommendation Tuesday that states reduce their threshold for drunk driving from the current .08 blood alcohol content to .05, a standard that has been shown to substantially reduce highway deaths. The lower threshold, according to the AP story, was one of the series of recommendations aimed at reducing drunk driving made by the National Transportation Safety Board staff in a report presented at a meeting of the board. This news update was brought to you by the Angie Lewis State Farm Agency. Join Angie as she joins Buddy today and weekly for her Biz Buzz and Good Neighbor Award.
You can do this if you try. All that I want for you, my son, is to be satisfied.
We're back on the Voice of Ocala with Buddy Martin. Buddy taking a personal day today, so I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, along with J.J. LaSalva. Angie Lewis joins us in the second hour for her weekly visit to the Voice of Ocala. And it's around the water cooler at 5 o'clock or 5:15 with Tom James, myself, and J.J. And Dave Pingalore checks in from Local 6 down in Orlando. Sad day today, J.J. Dr. Joyce Brothers. Do you know who she is?
Yes.
Passed away today at age 85.
She was on TV all the time.
She was always on TV, had her own radio show. She was Dr. Buddy before Dr. Buddy. Dr. Joyce Brothers passes away at 85. You know, that's how you know you're getting... I tell people this all the time. You know, at 46, I don't feel like I'm old. But I remember when I was 20, I thought 46 were just old people. Thought they were terribly old. What's that old geezer doing? Why is he out at the bar? What's he doing? Oh, nobody 40. 46, you should be at the house. Didn't you eat the early bird special? And aren't you supposed to be asleep by 6?
I drink at the old people bars, so.
You do?
Yes.
I went over there the other night and retrieved a headset from you, and it was you and two of your buddies and then about 73 geriatric patients, all on Harleys.
That's who I like. Oh, yeah. It was biker night.
Yeah. So, but I was looking through a magazine today, and they got one of those, Ocala's Good Life. You know, Dean Blinkhorn, our friend Dean Blinkhorn's publication. And he always puts in every month, every magazine he puts in a what was then and now. And I was looking at it, and the magazine I picked up was from March and April, and had listed, we look back at the year 1980. And I'm thinking, whoa, hey, 1980. What do you mean you're looking back at 1980? I vividly remember 1980, pal. I was 16 years old. What do you mean you're looking at it? That wasn't history. And then I got to thinking, that was 33 years ago. No, 23 years ago. 22. It was a while ago. So I was not happy with it. But I remembered everything. That was the year Who Shot JR. The cliffhanger of all cliffhangers. That's the year that happened. So the car of the year was a Chevrolet Citation, which was a hunk. Oh, it was a hunk.
Chevrolet Citation?
Yeah, the Chevrolet Citation.
How'd you spell that? Like you spell the...
Just like you spell the word citation. It was the car of the year. Oh, it was an ugly, ugly car. But it was car of the year.
Citation.
I know, it's terrible.
Whoa.
I know, see? Exactly. People actually bought that car, a lot of cars.
Ugly,
oh, it's an ugly car, bro. It is Tribune too.
And like the colors even back then.
Oh, yeah, they were horrible.
Were people not...
Although,
people just had different opinions on colors.
Who knows?
30 years ago.
I saw
just browns and grays.
I saw a couple guys dressed at the Players, and the outfit they were wearing, I was like, Don Johnson called from Miami Vice. He wants his wardrobe back. They had the light cotton, like pink blazers on with the white cotton pants.
Saw a lot of pink out there this weekend. That's
a lot of pink. Well, you know, Mother's
I was wearing
Day.
Pink out there.
Mother's Day. Very good time at the Players this year. It is Trivinator Tuesday with Tom. Question out on the floor right now. Who was the first male to appear on the cover of Vogue magazine? Happened in 1992. If you know that answer, call 622-9622. That's the WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline. You know, we're getting closer on the mall, JJ. The Martones diligently working. I saw a video Larry made. Did you see the 20 20-minute video, a week in the life of WOCA.
Yes, I had no speaking parts.
Which is good for us. They actually toured the facilities out at the mall, at the Paddock Mall, really getting close to the new WOCA out at the Paddock Mall, so we're really looking forward to that. I like that big window right as you're walking up to the food court, got a huge window. We'll still be doing radio under the watchful eye of whoever stops by and watches, just like we do here. But a lot of people aren't cruising to Cascades.
No.
There'll be a lot of people going into the food court at the Paddock Mall.
Yes.
And they'll pass right by the brand spanking new studios of WOCA, The Source. Can't wait to do that. Although I'm not real sure the people at the mall are ready for this face. It's no lie that I have a face for radio. I'll be the first one to tell you. You'll even be able to be seen, JJ.
Well, I look nice. I mean, I'm not dressed nice right now. I look like a slob, especially I can't wear shoes.
Well, that's because you're kicking dartboards. The big stand-up metal kind that you find in, restaurants and bars. Not real smart on your part, I don't think. Question out there, Trivia Tuesday with Tom. Who was the first man to appear on Vogue magazine's cover? Happened in 1992. If you know that answer, call 622-9622, the Climate Control Source hotline, for your chance to win prizes. I told you, though, today, I wasn't giving the house away today, JJ. I came a little aggravated today.
This is a difficult question.
Well, none of them have been real easy. But Buddy said he had to take out a second mortgage. What am I supposed to do? So let me give you this dumb story of the day. You want to hear lazy? You know where Belize is, JJ? It's just south of Mexico.
South America, correct.
Yeah, just south of Mexico, Central America. It borders Mexico. A lot of Mayan ruins in Belize. 23, 24, 2,500-year-old ruins built by the Mayans.
Been there.
You've
I've been
Belize?
to the ruins in Mexico.
Right, which are Aztec ruins, not Mayan ruins.
No, I've been to the Mayan.
You've been to the Mayan ones in South Mexico?
Yeah.
So you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. They're the steppies or whatever they call them.
Right, exactly.
The big pyramids.
Right. Well, there's a construction company in Belize that was building a road. It didn't want to have to go very far to get rocks to put underneath the road.
They used ancient Mayan rocks.
So they just took backhoes and bulldozers and crushed the largest Mayan ruin in all of Belize.
Like, how do you not
It
know?
was the Nomal Complex in northern Belize. It's a ceremonial center that dates back at least 2,300 years, and it's the most important site in Belize.
No longer.
No, it's gone. They used it to crush it up, to use it for rock to build a road.
Okay, well, so it's still, there.
Now, it does sit in the middle of a privately owned sugar cane field, and it lacked even the stone sides, of reconstructed or better preserved pyramids. But the builders couldn't have possibly mistaken the pyramid mound. It's 100 foot tall.
Wow.
It's out in the middle of a flat field. It's not like it's a natural hill.
Right.
It was an ancient structure. They just were lazy and said we didn't want to have to go very far.
I've seen these. This is not, I don't care how dumb you are. You're not thinking this is something we can use for rocks.
No.
It's obviously thousands of years old.
Belize police say they're conducting an investigation and criminal charges are possible. Now, the Nomal Complex, it does sit on private land, but Belize law says any pre-Hispanic ruins, and by the way, Mayans preceded the Hispanic because the Hispanics come from Spain.
Good job.
They're under government protection. Well, it doesn't seem like the government is doing too good a job with this.
Right, can we get a fence up?
2,300-year-old ruin.
Ruined.
So that they could make crushed rock for a roadway.
I bet the road's so crappy too.
It would be like.
I imagine the roads in Belize aren't.
It would be
exactly
like
perfect.
It would be like the equal of, going and digging up Gettysburg because you needed the dirt to fill dirt to build some houses.
Or in Egypt, see this pyramid over here.
I'm pretty sure a bulldozer ain't messing with them pyramids, pal. The Great Pyramids.
How tall are those pyramids?
They're one of the 7 wonders of the world.
I know, but what did they say? The Belize.
They make the Belize little steppies look like a motel.
Let's see, Egypt. Pyramids.
The Great Pyramids are huge in Egypt. Whenever you make one of the 7 wonders of the world, you know, the Grand Canyon is one of the 7 wonders of the world. When you're on the same equal with the Grand Canyon, you may be a little bigger than the Mayan ruins.
I didn't realize there's 138 pyramids discovered as of 2008.
Oh, yeah, in Egypt.
In Egypt.
Yeah. They were burial tombs. You know, there's probably lots more than that there, because I'm sure a lot more than 138 people died that had money and wealth in Egypt. But I just can't understand how you would bulldoze something that was obviously a ruin. You know, it's not, oh, look, there are pile rocks over there. We'll go get them.
I like how you were talking about people from Belize and you use like a dumb redneck.
Well, you know why? Because they got to be a Bubba and an Earl. They're the Belize equivalent of Bubba and Earl.
You're damn right about that.
You know what I mean? It's like Gomer and Goober went over there and tore this down. That's what I envision. I envision Gomer Pyle and Goober Pyle, but they speak Spanish, going over there on a bulldozer. Uncle Si from Duck Dynasty, but he speaks Spanish. That's what I envision doing this.
Oh, and like the pictures of these in Belize, they all have steps leading up to them. It's so obvious that it was used for something religious.
Oh, look, there's a dirt pile over there. We'll just get that.
Yeah.
Look, some kids must have took their like little shovels that they use at the beach and cut stairs into it. You know, it wasn't a kid's sandcastle. Trivia Tuesday with Tom. I guess I'm going to have to give the answer to this and try to get a little...
This one's hard.
It is hard. The answer to this was Richard Gere. Richard Gere, first man to appear on the cover of Vogue. Let me go ask a easy question. JJ's chastising me for asking too hard a question. So I'll go with this one. What TV star beat out CNN to become the first Twitter user with 1 million followers? What TV star beat out CNN to become the first Twitter user with 1 million followers? If you know that answer, call 622-9622, Climate Control Source Hotline, for your chance to win Trivia Tuesday with Tom. So far, nobody's even come close to beating me today. If you know that answer, call 622-9622. When we come back, tweets and quotes. I didn't forget about those. And, yeah, I still got to tell you about the rich people in Disney. I'll do that next hour. I'm going to get Angie's opinion on that, too, because I'm sure Angie will get fired up about that
I wish Hunter was here for this story.
I know. Hunter stands to make a lot of money if rich people could get in contact with him. We'll talk about that in the next hour. Let's take a break now on the Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. I want to tell you about a conversation I had recently with General Manager Pat Murray on the great family atmosphere at Country Club of Ocala.
It's a family-first club. Again, we have any number of different types of memberships, but obviously the one that attracts the greatest level of interest is our family. And the reason for that is we have a little bit of something for everybody. I mean, we obviously have a world-class golf course. We have 7 tennis courts here for all levels of tennis players. We have a junior Olympic-sized swimming pool. We have a fitness center that's second to none, and we have state-of-the-art equipment in our fitness center.
Country Club of Ocala, where the facilities are all a family would ever need. For more information, call today at 352-237-6644. That's 352-237-6644. Country Club of Ocala, proud sponsor of Monday's Gator Report and Gator Talk Thursday right here on The Source.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase process fixed rate allowance.
Mayday! Mayday! Our buyer blew it. He ordered 38 cars instead of 8. And now we have got way too much inventory.
Hey, this is Chris Spears from Prestige Auto Sales. I've got to sell these 30 cars extra fast. I'm going spastic, so I've got to do something drastic.
Qualified buyers with $5 down can drive a nicer, newer car today. Who knew $5 could get you a nicer, newer car?
Well, it can, because I'm in a jam.
Is bad credit causing you distress? My For the People credit approval process just may save the day. Get approved for a nicer, newer car you'll love. Mayday! Mayday! Get down to Prestige Auto Sales right away. The Mayday madness ends after we've cleared 37 cars.
My name is And I'm a dealer for the people.
Visit Prestige Auto Sales or call 694-1234. See you at Prestige.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Jay Desmarteau. He's coming on to report about a new survey of 500 small businesses across the country to tell us the financial health of small business so far in 2013.
Cardiologist Dr. James Rifle will help us understand the different types of stroke.
And then Open for Debate, where I bring a topic to the show and we debate it.
TJ English, a producer for NYPD Blue, will be speaking about his new book, Whitey's Payback, and other true stories.
And then Lynn Sennett is coming on, a volunteer recruiter and a trainer with the Guardian and Lighted program, coming into the studio to tell us about the training session that begins on Monday, June 3rd.
Sharon Miller Blake is a survivor of child abuse. She'll be speaking about her new book, On Horseback and Healing.
And then attorney John Fuller will be on his own show. It's called Legally Yours, and he comes in to answer your questions about the law.
Have all of your health issues addressed by chiropractic orthopedist Dr. Riyad Fakuri on the Head to Toe Care Show.
All of that plus more duets on Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on the Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Cookies, 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 cookies.
When you want something special and fun for any occasion, get cookies. That's right. The Great American Cookie Company in the Paddock Mall, Ocala will make a delicious, fun-filled delight just for you. You might notice that I said fun and delicious more than once. That's because I can't say it enough. The next time you're at the mall, be sure and stop by or call 352-237-2557 to place your order.
Cookies, cookies,
Yum.
cookies, cookies. We go cookie eating cookies.
The Great American Cookie Company.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life jackets save lives. Wear it, Florida. Nice day today with sunshine and low humidity. The high 78 to 83. Tonight will be clear and cool with lows ranging from 58 in a few inland spots to 66 along the coast. Mostly sunny tomorrow. High 80 at the coast, 86 inland. Thursday, partly sunny and very warm. High 82 on the coast, 88 inland. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
WOCA, Ocala.
Wrapping up the first hour, Trivinator Tuesday with Tom on the Voice of Ocala. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz. Buddy Martin usually joins us in the second hour. Not going to be here today. Took a personal day. But Angie Lewis still will be in the house today for her Ask Angie and her Biz Buzz segment. And we got a few things to ask Angie. We're going to talk to her about Disney World, some things rich people are doing at Disney World. We'll also replay some of Tara Richter's interview yesterday, a dating coach, with her 10 rules to navigate the dating jungle. Get Angie's opinion on that. In the 5 o'clock hour, Tom James for Around the Water Cooler and Dave Pingalore from Local 6 down in Orlando join us. So stay tuned for all of that. The question out on the floor right now: what TV star beat out CNN to become the first user with 1 million followers on Twitter? What TV star beat out CNN to become the first person or first of anybody to have 1 million followers on Twitter? If you know that answer, call the Climate Control Source hotline at 622-9622 for your chance to win. We've got about a minute to go with that. JJ, do you have any clue about this answer?
Yes.
You do? Well, that's because you looked it up, didn't you?
Yes.
You Googled it.
Well, I thought it was Daniel Tosh.
You're a big Googler. Yeah, you did say Daniel Tosh first. JJ's a big Googler, though. He Googles. Take one more call, I think. Who beat out CNN to become the first person to have 1 million followers on Twitter? Who do we got, JJ?
Rick.
Rick, how are you this Tuesday?
Hey, doing great, man. Was it Kuchar?
Ashton Kutcher.
Maybe he meant Matt Kuchar.
Nah, he meant Ashton.
All right, good deal.
Now, if you know this answer, you'll win a $10 gift certificate to Beef O'Brady's in Bellevue.
Whip it on me.
GQ called a poster of whom the most influential piece of men's art in the last 50 years?
Farrah Fawcett.
Very easy.
There we go. See? Took an hour, but somebody finally knocked it out of the park. Congratulations. You're the winner of a $10 gift certificate to Beef O'Brady's in Bellevue.
Thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
Thanks for playing today. Trivinator Tuesday with Tom. That just, right there, somebody, I tried not to give stuff away today, but he just knocked it out of the park. Angie Lewis joins us in the next hour. I'm going to ask Angie about a story about Disney World. Rich people are abusing the system at Disney World, and seemed to be a little proud of it, JJ. We'll talk about that more in the next hour, but you brought to my attention
This is
an
one of
article.
my favorite stories.
Yeah, you really like
the
this.
day.
You don't like this story, but it's a story that you were like, really? Because it's...
I mean, I don't hate that these people are doing this.
But if you're one of the 1%, doesn't it seem though?
You get what you pay for.
You do get what you pay for.
That's
We'll
all
talk
I
about
gotta
it.
say.
We'll talk about that next hour. Plus, we'll have tweets and quotes to kick off the next hour. And I got 3, I think, are great quotes. A little on the funny side. Buddy goes a little serious with his quotes. I try to stay a little humorous with my quotes. So tweets and quotes in the next hour. And plus, around the water cooler in hour 3 in Buddy's sports page,
Big time
Tiger
basketball
Woods.
last night, too.
He said he didn't know what Sergio was complaining about. He had asked the marshals if he'd hit. The marshal said yes. So Tiger went ahead and pulled the 5-wood out. Not so fast, my friends. Sports Illustrated did some digging, did some asking. Maybe Tiger wasn't completely truthful. And there's some discussion about whether Tiger actually made a legal drop on 14 where he took the double bogey. There's some discussion about whether he actually dropped in line with the way the ball went over the hazard. Sound familiar? Same type of deal he had at the Masters. Does that mean where there's smoke, there's fire? Well, I don't know. We'll talk about it at Around the Water Cooler with Tom James. Also, Dave Pingalore of Local 6, he checks in, as he does every Tuesday, during Buddy's Sports page on the Voice of Ocala on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Your emotions have an echo in so much space. And when you're out there without care, yeah, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. Does that make me crazy? Does that make me crazy? Does that make
Hi, this is Lisa Midget, owner of Kinetic Motion Fitness here in Ocala, Florida. A lot of you have experienced our great classes in personal small group training, but did you know we now offer dynamic workouts on DVD? These high-quality, locally produced, effective DVD workouts can go where you go. Going on vacation? No problem. We can go with you. Friends and relatives out of town who are jealous that you get to come to KMF? No problem. We ship anywhere in the United States for free. Our great lineup of 4 DVDs includes Kinetic Achieve, Kinetic Couples, Kinetic Core, and Kinetic Campus. 4 great workouts for the entire family on DVD. Sound interesting? Check them out on our website at kmfocala.com. While you're there, check out our class schedule and come see us. We're only 5 minutes from downtown across from the Skylark Plaza. Visit kmfocala.com and like us on Facebook. KMF will get you results at our studio or at home with one of our DVDs. Kinetic Motion Fitness. We're ready when you are. Visit kmfocala.com for more information.
Are you looking for a trustworthy auto care company that won't sell you something you don't need? Look no further than Affordable Auto Air and Care. Affordable Auto Air and Care has serviced Ocala for a decade and is family owned and operated. They offer quality parts at affordable prices, and they even include a 1-year or 12,000-mile warranty on their parts and labor. Their certified technicians work on any type of vehicle, even RVs. They specialize in auto AC, but they also offer oil changes, brake service, filters, tune-ups, shocks, axles, complete auto repair. Affordable Auto Air and Care is located at 1841 Northwest 4th Avenue on the corner of Old Jacksonville Road and 441. Call 352-401-0011 to book an appointment. That's 352-401-0011. Affordable Auto Air and Care. Complete auto repair. Take it from me, Tom Schmitz. I'm a customer.
If you need a sign or a banner for your yard or your business or your campaign, I'd recommend you go to Signs Unlimited at 318 South Magnolia in Ocala. Screen printing, embroidery, digital graphics. Do what I did when we needed signs for the Save the Marion Theater Group. Go see Vic Buttermore at Signs Unlimited if you want quality work with a fast turnaround from somebody who is deeply committed to his community and always ready to assist you. There's a reason Vic's slogan is, it's our business to make your business better. Sign up for Signs Unlimited. Call 732-7341 today.
Hi, I'm Russ with Climate Control Mechanical Services, and I want to invite you to tune in every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. to listen for tips and answers to the many questions you may have about your air conditioning and heating for your home or business. The Climate Control Show, every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. right here on WOCA, 1370 a.m. and 96.3 FM, The Source.
Do you know someone dealing with cancer? I dare say we all do. Well, Thursday at 11 a.m., Dr. Rao, board-certified radiation oncologist with the Florida Regional Cancer Center, will be our guest to share the good news that there is hope through innovative and compassionate care right here in Ocala. A team approach to treatment means overall patient care. Be sure to tune in and ask those important questions. Again, Dr. Rao will be here to bring hope and answers. That's Thursday at 11 a.m.'s Health Matters.
Hi, this is Joe, and I'm your host for the new show, Damage Control, every Tuesday morning at 10:30 a.m., brought to you by Damage Control Services. We're going to be discussing floods, fires, storm and tree damage, sinkholes, mold, and many other disasters that you need to know about, how to prevent and prepare for them, as well as what to do when it happens and what to expect after it happens. This is Damage Control, Tuesdays at 10:30, right here on The Source.
Well, the new year is upon us, and that means getting to those forgotten projects that you promised you would. So whether you're tackling a small honey-do list or building the Taj Mahal, Sunbelt Rentals will help you get the job done right with the right tools. From carpet cleaners to excavators, Sunbelt Rentals has what you need. So what are you waiting for? Get it done. Rent it now. From Sunbelt Rentals, located on Highway 27, just a half-mile east of I-75, or visit sunbeltrentals.com. Get it done. Rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, inviting you to drop by our main office on Silver Springs Boulevard every Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. for the Community Gazette, a 3-hour show focusing on our favorite community to live and work, Ocala, Marion County. Come join us with the voice of Ocala, Buddy Martin, in the new old-fashioned bank radio studio as we discuss a variety of interesting topics on the Community Gazette on WOCA, The Source.
You're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.
That could save hundreds of lives every year. She lost her mother to cancer at the age of 56. Angelina Jolie wanted to make sure her kids didn't lose her to it. The actress had a preventative double mastectomy earlier this year after learning that she had a gene that would increase her risk of getting breast cancer. She's cut it from 86% to 5%. Another state saying we do to same-sex marriage. Minnesota's Governor Mark Davis is expected to sign a bill today which would make Minnesota the 12th state in the nation to allow gay and lesbian couples to wed. The maker of BlackBerry is getting a lower-cost version of the device to the market. Research in Motion is hoping to tap into the share of people it's lost to the iPhone and Android devices. This is ABC News.
Deer season's ending soon, and so are these great deals on John Deere utility tractors. Get 0% financing for 60 months and up to $1,500 off new compacted 5D, 5E open station utility tractors up to 75 horsepower. Hurry in before these incredible deals disappear. Offer ends July 31st, 2013, subject to approved credit on John Deere Financial Installment Plan. Cash offer with purchase of 2 qualifying implements. Restrictions apply. See your participating dealer for details.
Visit your local Green South Equipment location or online at greensouth.com.
Why does business manager Mike Davis stay at La Quinta Inns and Suites? Because only with La Quinta's Instant Hold can Mike reserve a room at the last minute with just one finger and his phone number. And the next day during his business review, you know what he does?
Ladies and gentlemen, the stylings of Mike Davis.
Sales forecast for this quarter look good. Up 20% like you knew that they would.
He gets everyone jazzed up. La Quinta takes care of you so you can take care of business. Instant Hold at LQ.com today.
I'm just sick of all the amateur stuff, you know? I mean, like, if I'm paying top dollar, I want a little production value, you know? Like some editing, transition, something, some music.
Don't worry. We didn't leave you.
He's gone. He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Our bosses say we gotta stay.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei. It's time for the second hour of The Voice of Ocala. Hoo-ah!
You ever come across anything like time travel?
Come on, stick around. It's free.
If you win, you win. If you lose, you still win.
Welcome back to the second hour on the Voice of Ocala. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz. Buddy Martin, taking a personal day today. Angie Lewis joins us momentarily for her Ask Angie and her Biz Buzz segment. You a big fan of Sesame Street, JJ?
Yes. I was very not happy about what happened to the Elmo guy. Well, what the Elmo guy did. Because that was one of my shows, man. Sesame Street's been on forever.
When I was a kid,
yeah,
they asked me to come and play. Everything's A-okay. You know how I got the name Sesame Street?
It's Jim Henson's show, isn't it?
It was.
I don't have a clue.
Well, Joanne Cooney said in the Sesame Street Workshop blog, she's been there since the beginning. She says that they went with Sesame Street as the name because it was the least bad of all the titles they'd come up with. Think about this. Can you tell me how to get to Fun Street?
Fun Street sucks.
Terrible. How about this one? Can you tell me how to get to 123 Avenue B?
123 Avenue B.
That was it. They didn't go with that one because they thought it would be too New York centric for mass consumption. They also had a name called "Can You Tell Me How to Get to the Video Classroom?"
Video Classroom?
Yeah, the final four were Fun Street, Video Classroom, 123 Avenue B, and Sesame Street.
Actually, 123 Avenue B is a cool name.
But it was too New York centric.
Because it's like
literally
learning.
The show's producer sent a memo to the staff, says if nobody can come up with a better idea, as of Monday morning, we're going with Sesame Street.
And nobody did.
The problem they thought with Sesame Street was Sesame would be too hard for children to say. Can you imagine? They thought sesame would be too hard for children to say. A word that is synonymous with children. Sesame Street.
Like I knew that was one of the first words I knew.
I promise you it was probably one of the first words I knew. I'm looking at this picture here. It shows a picture of the cast. And I can see Bob, and there's Louis. There's Louie. And there's Gordon. Gordon was the coolest black dude in the world with a shaved black head and everything. Gordon always would sing and everything. And then they got to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then Big Bird. And so you don't remember. By the time you were born and everything, Snuffleupagus, everybody knew Snuffleupagus existed and everything. When I was a kid, when I was like 8, 9, 10 years old, everybody thought Snuffleupagus was Big Bird's imaginary friend. Because the only person that, for like a year and a half, the only person that had ever seen Snuffleupagus was Big Bird. So everybody thought Big Bird. That's what they taught the lessons of how, even if your friends don't believe you, if you know something to be true and honest, to stay with it. That was the lesson they were teaching. Everybody thought Big Bird was making it up and was making stories and lying and everything about Snuffleupagus, because nobody had ever seen Snuffleupagus. And as a kid, I bought into it because it seemed perfectly logical that, an animal that looks like a cross between a woolly mammoth and some sort of, rhinoceros or something, an anteater with, fur and everything, perfectly plausible that the biggest creature on Sesame Street nobody could see. It seemed to, to an 8-year-old, what do you mean you can't? I can believe
my
you couldn't see.
My guy's Oscar the Grouch. That was always
my favorite guy ever, Oscar the Grouch. I have a T-shirt at home that is so old now that I don't even wear it anymore, but it's Oscar the Grouch.
Cookie Monster's not too bad either.
Well, I get called Cookie Monster a lot.
You know what is offending me about Google right now? They have the list, like Google's own list of the members.
Right.
Kermit the Frog.
Not on the list.
No, he's the first one. He's a Muppet. Man.
No, they're all Muppets. But Kermit the Frog was huge on Sesame Street.
Was he?
You probably don't remember him on Sesame Street, but when I was a kid, he was hi-ho, Kermit the Frog here, your roving reporter. He would dress up in a trench coat with a little hat and a microphone, and he was out and about on Sesame Street interviewing people. Kermit was, 30 years ago, Kermit was to Sesame Street what Elmo is now. Kermit was the main guy on Sesame Street. Kermit and Grover. There's Grover in this picture I'm looking at. There's Grover right there. Miss Piggy, the Muppets that you see on the Muppet Show weren't part. The only crossover between the Muppet Show and Sesame Street was Hi-Ho, Kermit the Frog here.
That's why I'm saying I didn't even know he was on that show.
Yeah, it was just Kermit the Frog. But there's Cookie Monster. You know how Bert and Ernie got their name?
Some guys he knew?
No. The cab driver and the cop in It's a Wonderful Life are Bert and Ernie.
That's cool.
And that's how that's how the puppets got named. They're named after the cop and the taxi driver in It's a Wonderful Life, starring Jimmy Stewart.
How many Emmy Awards do you think Sesame Street has? This is about to blow your mind.
20.
143.
Whoa! Sesame Street with 143 Emmys. But it's one of those shows that transcends time.
Yeah, as of 2008, it is estimated that 77 million Americans had watched the series as children.
Look, I am 46. I watch Sesame Street. You watch Sesame Street. These young ladies walking by, they watch Sesame Street. Everybody has seen Sesame Street.
And a 1996 survey found that 95% of all American preschoolers had watched the show by the time they were 3 years old.
Of course, that's the thing. I'm 46, and I can vividly remember things about Sesame Street right now. And there are 2- and 3-year-olds in this country right now watching Sesame Street.
It's the same thing.
The same show. They're doing the same things.
You still gotta write. You just... To be a writer on that show, just like, man, I've been here for like 30 years.
See, Gordon...
Been writing the same, like, Count Dracula jokes.
Well, you know, Gordon and Bob,
years.
Gordon and Bob and Luis, the three there. I don't know if you can see the cast members, but Gordon, Bob, and Luis, they've been there forever. I remember them when I was a kid watching the show. I remember Gordon when Gordon had hair. That's how long ago I was watching Sesame Street.
Bob is Bob McGrath.
Yes, I'm well aware.
Robert Johnson.
Where's Gordon? What's Gordon's name?
His name on the show?
Yeah. It's Gordon, isn't it? Yes. Oh, man. The bald-headed black man with the goatee.
Oh, Roscoe Ormond.
But on the show, it's Gordon.
Yeah, Gordon, since 1974.
Yeah, right, exactly. 1974, I was 8 years old.
2007, I think.
Well, but in 1974...
Oh, no, I think he's still on it.
1974, I was 8 years old. How long's Bob been on the show?
Since 1969.
How long's Luis been on the show?
I'm not sure. Oh, Luis Emilio...
Right.
Delgado.
When did he come on the show?
1970.
Yeah, those are the guys I grew up with.
Yes.
And they're still listed as stars on the show. That's why it's such a good show. And it almost was called...
Fun Street.
Fun Street. Or 123 Avenue B. But the worst one of all is the Video Classroom. No kid would have wanted to watch the Video Classroom.
What was the one that was kind of political called?
I don't know.
All the kids watched them.
No.
Oh, Jailhouse Rock. Or
Schoolhouse Rock.
That's what it was.
Bro, I got all the Schoolhouse Rocks. I got all those. That's I'm Just a Bill.
Yeah, that's
I'm
what I
only
was
a Bill. Sitting here on Capitol Hill. They signed you,
Rocks.
Bill. You're a law. Conjunction, junction. What's your function? Yeah, that was pretty much my education growing up. I didn't really pay attention in school. Yeah, I didn't pay attention. Like,
I watched
the preamble of the Constitution. We the people.
You know that from Schoolhouse Rock?
Yeah, of course I do. I know all of that because of Schoolhouse Rock. Kids don't have that kind of stuff nowadays. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Angie Lewis joins us. It's Tuesday. Let's ask Angie. And I'm sure Angie has some vivid memories of Sesame Street, too. We'll talk about all that next on the Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin for WinStar Medical Research. Every day we hear another story about innovation or about the cutting edge of technology taking place right here in Ocala. The power plant, IHMC, Ocala 489. But did you know that important medical research is also being conducted here that will impact hundreds of thousands of people in the country someday? Maybe you've heard the name WinStar, but like so many others, perhaps you didn't realize WinStar Medical Research is one of the top facilities of its kind anywhere in the U.S. There are important studies being conducted by a highly qualified team of medical experts at WinStar, impacting decisions of major pharmaceutical companies and bringing new drugs to market. And you can be a part of these studies, as so many local people are right now. WinStar has conducted more than 500 studies since its inception and would like to extend an opportunity to you to be a part of these. Call 877-629-5800 or 352-629-5800 if you'd like to know more. WinStar Medical Research, locally owned and operated in beautiful downtown Ocala. WinStar, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today. Since 1976, Daniel L. Hightower, a lawyer, has been fighting for accident victim justice in North Central Florida and statewide. He believes everyone in America should follow the rules, including the insurance companies. He and his firm had experience fighting for victims of personal injury, wrongful death, workers' compensation, and Social Security disability, as well as serving those in need of help with bankruptcy, simple wills, and estate plans. The mission at the law offices of Daniel L. Hightower, PA, is to represent deserving clients and recover the maximum benefits they are entitled to by law in a timely manner. In personal injury and workers' compensation cases, there are no fees or costs unless a recovery is made. The law office of Daniel L. Hightower is located at 7 East Silver Springs Boulevard, Suite 300. For your free consultation, call 352-629-7777 or 1-888-LAW-1976 and visit danhightower.com for more information. Daniel L. Hightower, PA lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice, and the proud sponsor of Ask the Cops.
Hi, I'm Tom Ingram, CEO of Gateway Bank, inviting you to drop by our main office on Silver Springs Boulevard every Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. for the Community Gazette, a 3-hour show focusing on our favorite community to live and work, Ocala, Marion County. Come join us with the voice of Ocala, Buddy Martin, in the new old-fashioned bank radio studio as we discuss a variety of interesting topics on the Community Gazette on WOCA, The Source.
Visit the WOCA website at www.woca.com.
In Clark, we trust.
Hi, this is Clark Howard. Join me every weeknight at 6, right here on WOCA 1370, The Source.
So what did you do with your weekend? Me? I was flying, because I'm taking flying lessons from Ocala Aviation. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, hey, I'd like to give that a shot, but I'm not quite sure. Well, I've got the solution. It's called the Discovery Flight, and that's exactly what it is. It helps you discover the wonder of flying and if it's for you. It's only $99, and it gives you the chance to learn a bit more about the airplane and then actually go for a ride with a flight instructor and take control of the airplane. That's how I got started, and now I'm on my way to being a pilot. I know, scary thought, right? But the demand for qualified pilots is stronger than ever. And with the help of Ocala Aviation, you could make a career change and learn to be a commercial pilot. But it all starts with a Discovery Flight. So stop by the flight school, conveniently located at the Ocala Airport. Visit the website at ocalaaviation.com or call 861-7484. That's 861-7484. Ocala Aviation. Your adventure starts here. Programming support for Veteran News is brought to you in part by St. Leo University's Ocala Center. Claim your future with a highly respected degree from St. Leo University. This year, St. Leo University proudly celebrates 40 years of educating military students and their families. St. Leo University's Ocala Center offers flexible bachelor's and master's degree programs designed for working adults. Classes are forming now. You can learn more about St. Leo University's convenient degree programs offered in Ocala, Lecanto, and Lake Sumter by visiting stleo.edu/Ocala.
Hi, I'm Ernie Sprantz. Join me weekday mornings at 10:50 for Report to Consumers. Consumer news you can use from your hometown station. News Talk 1370, WOCA.
If it happens in Ocala, you'll hear it first on WOCA, News Talk 1370.
We're back on the Voice of Ocala on a beautiful Tuesday in the city of Ocala. Buddy Martin takes a personal day, which he can do anytime he wants because it's the Voice of Ocala with Buddy Martin, so whatever he wants to do. I don't ever tell the man who signs my paycheck what to do or not to do. That's just bad business. I'm joined by Angie Lewis. Angie, Thank you for joining us today instead of taking advantage of this gorgeous weather outside.
It is gorgeous. I'm not even a good golfer, but I'd like to go out and be on the golf course.
Well, no, see, this isn't a day. The best time, I've had numerous people tell me that the best time they've ever had on a golf course was when because they didn't play, they just came along for the ride and they drove the golf cart or something and enjoyed a few adult beverages while they were driving the golf cart. Probably blew more than a .05.
Oh, no, here we go. I knew it was going to happen.
Probably blew I mean, that thing by the NTSB, .05, they're trying to move to that. That means anybody under 200 pounds, you can't drink and go out in public. You just can't do it. Me, I could have half a drink. Because at 270, I could have half a drink an hour. So I'm a little upset about that, ain't you? You didn't hear the story, right?
I just heard it, actually, just probably an hour before I came on the show. But it is going to be interesting how it impacts, I don't know, business.
I didn't realize
I
didn't realize that that's the accepted norm in Europe, though.
Oh, really?
.05 is the accepted norm. They must not
be. Not as many people drive over
They walk,
there,
yeah.
They must not be including Ireland in that.
No, there is a city in Ireland, actually, this is a true story, where it's sort of a farm town, so they have a lot of guys who have to drive to the pub. And so it's Ireland. Everybody drinks. So they decided to make their own limit, and it depends on each person. You take your own test. They figure out how many you can have. We all have different tolerance levels. So I think that makes the most sense. Obviously, we're not going to be able to do that here. I can drink more than, most people can, but we're going to have the same blood alcohol.
I think he was about to try to say he could drink. He could handle more than Angie.
Well, I
know.
Probably handle more than Angie.
Oh, well, of course. Right. I think one of the issues is, though, a lot of people think, like, that's one of the problems.
Yeah,
is they all think they're fine.
Yeah,
they all think they're fine. It's like, oh, no,
I didn't say that.
But, yeah.
0.05 is ridiculous to me.
I mean, my thing is, how much is this going to stop drinking and driving? That part I don't know. But it will definitely bring in some revenue into the court system.
Which, if you got people to be honest, is probably the motivation behind this.
Probably.
If you got people to be honest. So Angie joins us today. Angie, I had something happen to me today.
Yes. That
showed me the advantage of something, but I want you, because you're very involved, I want you to try to talk me through this, why I can't come up with a good reason why. It's just I know it's important. And I'm talking about networking.
Okay, yeah.
Today I was introduced, Joe, who you've had on the show before.
Joe Reichel?
Introduced me to somebody today who then gave me their card and said, come see me about sponsoring some things we're doing here at the radio station. They solicited me to come talk to them. And I would have never been introduced to this person without first knowing Joe, who I knew because you had brought him into the show, and he's also the contractor that's working with the radio station out at the mall. Exactly. But I met Joe through networking, through people.
Right, exactly.
And Buddy's been after me saying I needed to start networking. That's really how business is done these days. Why is networking such an important caveat in the world today, in the business world today?
Well, I think part of it has to do with the fact that we live in the personal age, and we want to be surrounded with people that it all comes down, know, like, and trust. And again, the other part of it is that the whole buy local has become huge with the dip in the economy and everything that we saw with a lot of our contractors and people really hurting. We really wanted to try and lift each other up as a community, and by networking and utilizing the people in your own community instead of reaching outside of there, that's just beneficial for us all, and it helps keep our economy strong locally. So networking, I think, is always important. I mean, just when you're out there with someone, that introduction you got from Joe, you could spend hundreds of dollars putting your name in a newspaper or something like that. But if someone doesn't have a connection to you, why are they going to choose you over someone else? But when someone like Joe knows you and likes and trusts you, and then they know this other person and they're going to ask Joe's opinion, of course, you're going to have a closed sale without having to do a lot of things.
So, if it reminds me, it seems like, and I turn everything back to two things: history or food. That's pretty much my gig. Yeah. I either turn it to history or food. I'm going to go to history this time. It seems to me networking is trying to get us back as a community, back to how it was when you and I were children, where my mom knew the guy that delivered the milk because milk got delivered. She knew her insurance salesman because he came over. But she would introduce, I remember Mr. Melvin, and that was our insurance guy. And he was a door-to-door insurance guy. This was 35, 40 years ago.
Right.
When they carried the big briefcase with them, and they would come sell you your life insurance and your homeowners and your health insurance, all sitting in your living room. And you'd have to go into the playroom or something because your parents had somebody over talking business, and you couldn't be under feet. And that's how business was done, and you knew your neighbors. And so when Mr. Melvin would come over, I remember the Gunners moved in next door to us, and they had been new to the neighborhood, so my mom introduced them to Melvin. She said, this is the guy that handles the insurance for me and for the Roslins and for the Harpers, and she was pointing out different houses on our street that all these people, their insurance guy was Mr. Melvin. And so then the Gunners ended up getting the insurance from Mr. Melvin, because that's how, and you knew your neighbors, you trusted, you liked people. We got to, when you and I were in our 20s, how many people did you actually know that lived around you?
Well, everyone.
You did? See, I didn't. I knew almost nobody.
Remember, I was in a town of 3,000.
Well, that's right. You were. That's it. And I was in Atlanta. But, I mean, even we got away from, even here in Ocala.
But we did, and I think that's exactly it.
You got away from knowing who people were in the community.
Right, and I think we're getting back to that. And the thing about it is, too, I think it's Discover Card has figured this out with their new campaign. If you've seen any of their commercials, it's about connecting with that person on the other line, forming some sort of relationship.
Oh, yeah, you're the same as I am.
Yeah, and it's all that's where we're headed back to. You want to do business with people that you know, like, and trust. And the other thing, when you're doing business locally and you're doing business with someone, when you refer someone, they come with a different expectation. And our expectation then of the service that we're going to be provided is going to be higher, which means we got to step it up and we got to do a job. But, for example, Joe Reichel is a perfect example. When I send him out on a job, when we have a disaster, someone has a tree fall in their house or whatever, I know Joe's going to do a good job. And if he doesn't, I've got a cell phone number. I call him 24/7. I could call him at 2 a.m. and say, hey, my customer's not happy. You need to fix this. And that's kind of the accountability piece that you have as well when you're doing local business and you're involved with those type of networking.
And there are numerous networking groups around. I was surprised to find out how many networking groups there are around Ocala.
There are several different networking organizations. Some are more social. Some of them are about, businesses coming together to, help, but, more branding and just kind of get, being seen, kind of like a business after hours. A business after hours put on by the chamber. A lot of times it's just to support that local business that's hosting it. Go see what that's all about. But you'll do some networking at those, but it's more of a social setting. And then you've got the networking groups like we're talking about with Business Networking International, where it's one person per profession with the sole purpose of helping drive each other's business. So you've got a team of people in the room for you that are proactively trying to help you grow your business, and you talk about it, and there's accountability to that as well.
So one of the main benefits, or I'm gathering one of the main benefits of networking, especially in my field, I do radio, I'm on air, but I also do sales, is you're already getting referred. The referrals are the big part of it. Where it's what we call in this business a warm lead, as opposed to a cold call.
Right. We have it's called the VCP process. Visibility, that's just being seen out in the community. Then you move to credibility. That's when you start developing relationships with people and you really get to know them inside and out, which then ultimately leads to profitability.
Right.
So that's the ultimate goal. But you've got to have all three. You got to be visible. You got to build credibility, and then hopefully then profitability for either part.
I'm visible. I got no credibility. I got nothing.
I don't know how referable you're going to be.
I don't know how profitable that'll make me because I got no credibility.
and a lot of the times it's about, kind of like you were saying, it's about giving to the other person. Because when you're helping somebody else out and you're sending business their way, ultimately you're going to get something back too. But it feels good to be able to do that.
And I did it twice today. I saw the advantage of networking because I have a friend of mine who's in the shopping for a car.
Right.
And of course I immediately said Chris Spears because he networks with us. He does business with the Voice of Ocala. And I thought, I don't know if Chris can help or not, but the first person I'm going to send them to is Chris Spears. And I would not have done that except for the relationship we have with Chris Spears here at this show. So twice today, I've saw the viability, and Buddy's been after me, but I'm one of those people it's sort of like the light bulb. Once the light bulb turns on for me, I see. Nobody can turn the light bulb on for me. I have to somehow stumble on the switch myself. But
you need a spotlight.
It happened today, and I thought I would talk to you about it because it was just, all of a sudden it was plain as day, the advantages of networking and having a close group of people around you to help promote you and you help promote them.
It's happening a lot on the social media areas as well. Even on Facebook, there is a group called Ocala Word of Mouth. And people will go on and they'll just post, hey, just had this happen at my house. I need a plumber. Who can recommend a plumber? And then here will come a whole herd of people talking about who they recommend, sometimes who they don't
recommend,
and why. And so it's happening.
Well, because we wouldn't recommend a certain fence company in town just because they put up terrible signs sometimes and make fun of handicapped people and all. So we don't refer you to them.
Right.
This show doesn't.
Right.
Although you remember about a year ago, JD, we had a good time calling them almost every day. It was a good time.
A lot of hang-ups from what I remember.
Yeah, a lot of hang-ups. A lot of hang-ups. We're going to take a break. When we come back, you have something happening this week. I think you're doing a little walking or something.
We're going to be doing a lot of walking for 18 hours.
We'll talk about that next with Angie Lewis on the Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name. Recently, I had a great conversation with General Manager Pat Murray on the special events at Country Club of Ocala.
We have a lot of special events here that are geared towards the family. Easter comes to mind. We have an Easter bunny who hops around on the driving range, and we usually hide somewhere in the neighborhood of 3,000 eggs and turn them loose and let them go harvest the eggs. We have a great family celebration here on the 4th of July where it's a traditional cookout, if you will, and as the sun goes down, the driving range becomes alive with probably one of the better fireworks displays in the area. Breakfast with Santa is a big deal.
Country Club of Ocala, where the Easter Bunny, Santa, and all the children, large and small, are a big deal on every special occasion. For more information, call 352-237-6644. That's 352-237-6644. Country Club of Ocala, proud sponsor of the Monday Gator Report right here on The Source.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Jay Desmarteau. He's coming on to report about a new survey of 500 small businesses across the country to tell us the financial health of small business so far in 2013.
Cardiologist Dr. James Reifel will help us understand the different types of stroke.
And then Open for Debate, where I bring a topic to the show and we debate it.
TJ English, a producer for NYPD Blue, will be speaking about his new book, Whitey's Payback, and other true stories.
And then Lynn Sennett is coming on, a volunteer recruiter and a trainer with the Guardian and Lighted program, coming into the studio to tell us about the training session that begins on Monday, June 3rd.
Sharon Miller-Blake is a survivor of child abuse. She'll be speaking about her new book, On Horseback and Healing.
And then attorney John Fuller will be on his own show. It's called Legally Yours, and he comes in to answer your questions about the law.
Have all of your health issues addressed by chiropractic orthopedist Dr. Riyad Fakuri on the Head to Toe Care Show.
All of that plus more duets on Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM. You You've Got a Garden, and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Do you know someone dealing with cancer? I dare say we all do. Well, Thursday at 11 a.m., Dr. Rao, board-certified radiation oncologist with the Florida Regional Cancer Center, will be our guest to share the good news that there is hope through innovative and compassionate care right here in Ocala. A team approach to treatment means overall patient care. Be sure to tune in and ask those important questions. Again, Dr. Rao will be here to bring hope and answers. That's Thursday at 11 a.m.'s Health Matters.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're ocalaforsale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to ocalaforsale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
WOCA, keeping you in touch with Ocala.
We're back on the Voice of Ocala on a beautiful Tuesday afternoon. I'm sort of upset we're stuck in the studio, as nice as it is. Maybe we should get the Martones to give us like a portable outside studio so we can do this outside. Oh, we have that already. It's called the JK when we're on remote. I keep forgetting about that. So
I think we need to start doing that when
you got something coming up this weekend, but before we get to that,
yes,
let's traverse backwards a few days.
Okay.
Tell me about the Great Gatsby experience.
Oh my gosh, it was so much fun.
I saw you and Buddy with his white jacket on, and the picture.
You know what? I was amazed at how many people turned out dressed. I knew we were going to have a big turnout because we had 316 pre-sale tickets.
Right.
You know, this theater sold out. But what I was surprised is how many, not just the girls, how many guys really got into this and were all decked out, and the cars were super cool.
Because it's not really
see the pictures
costume.
of the cars?
I did. It's easier. See, this is to me easier than like when Harry Potter, when y'all did the Harry Potter thing, or
Yes.
or Buddy dressed up like a pirate for
Right,
Pirates of the
right.
Caribbean. That's an actual costume that people are going to look at you and go, well, why is he dressed like a weirdo?
Yeah, yeah.
You can dress in 1920 suits and everything and look pretty cool.
Yeah, everyone looked very cool.
Right.
You know what? It's
And
kind
not
of one of those
stand
things. Like,
out.
oh, I wish that we did this all the time. I wish this is how people dress because they just look classy.
Nightclub idea, Roaring Twenties
I
nightclub idea.
love it. That'd be amazing. One of the coolest moments was when we were in the theater right before the movie started, and Janie had kind of welcomed everyone and thanked everyone for supporting it and everything. And I was taking a couple of snapshots, and I stood up and I looked back, and to see the packed theater, every seat full, but to see people all dressed up because
It looked like you were in 1920.
it really did. So it felt you actually became part of the movie. And it's just so different because in Florida here, we're so casual. We go out in our
Very.
flip-flops and our tank tops and our shorts, to the movie, out to dinner and everything. So it was just so incredibly cool to look around and see people really excited about this. And I think the movie, because it's getting some mixed reviews. There's some people that hate it, some people that love it, whatever. But at the end of the movie, everyone was clapping, everyone was smiling. I think because they felt a part of the movie. Because you were dressed the part.
Once again, another success for a event that was planned at the historic Marion Theater.
It was amazing. And there's a website, artistalley.com. That guy took some amazing photos that he has posted on his Facebook page.
I heard Buddy, of course, didn't get a ticket to the early movie.
Right.
But I heard the upstairs sold out for the late movie.
It was 75% full.
Right.
Yeah.
That's amazing for a movie that got over at 12:30 at night.
And that came on
At
late.
10.
They didn't even have it planned.
Right.
And so to bring that on. So it was, it was a very diverse group, too. We had all age groups. There were high school kids there. There were a lot of big group from the villages came in.
Wow.
So it was a really diverse group of people, which is incredible. And everyone enjoyed themselves.
Well, I know what you mean about how casual we are in this area.
Yes.
Like it's nothing to go out in a pair of shorts, flip-flops, and a T-shirt out on the town for the evening.
Right. Oh, I've been at nice restaurants and just surprised at what people wear.
And that's why I had such a good time Saturday night at the Lincoln Reagan dinner, day dinner, because everybody was dressed up and it was very formal. And every now and then, it's great to be that way.
Yeah. So I guess that was a nice event as well.
It was a very nice event. Very nice event at the Hilton. They really do a great job over there. It was a good time. And Jeff Atwater and the Governor Rick Scott both spoke. Really, really got inspired by Jeff Atwater.
Really?
Yeah, he really Jeff Atwater made a very inspiring speech. But I'm a history guy, and it was history laden, so I was very happy with that.
Okay, I'm glad it was a good time.
So this weekend was a good time. Now this weekend coming up, you got your walking shoes on.
I do. We are going to be involved on Friday at the Relay for Life.
I've done Relay for Life probably 6 or 7 times in my life.
Okay, this will be my first time doing the.
You got your tent and everything?
Yeah, we've got our tent. We'll be set up doing, got our stuff that we're going to be selling.
Where's it at?
It's at Trinity Catholic High School.
On the football field and track.
Yeah, exactly. Starts at 5 o'clock in the evening and goes till 12 o'clock the next day. So there's going to be a DJ. There'll be all kinds of food and things like games. We're going to bring our, cornhole and.
I did it in Hawthorne for the 7 times I did when I lived in Hawthorne, and the same thing starts 5 in the afternoon, ends at noon the next day, and you put out your tents and people. The rule is if you have a group, one of your group has to walk in the middle of the night. The rest of we didn't have to all stay walking. We had a group that represented the restaurant that I was part of, and so. If you wanted to, and Mellow Mushroom, when I was at Mellow Mushroom in Gainesville, we kept 3 or 4 people walking all the time. But it's like it's almost like the lock-ins when we were kids and stuff.
You know
That's
what,
exactly
right.
what it's like.
That's a great way to put it. But and then everyone's going to be raising money all night at their tent because you've done this before, so So we'll be all kind of supporting each other there. But yeah, they want someone from your team walking the entire time, and then the other people going around to their team spending money, and then you selling. So we're still looking for anyone who would like to make donations or to join our team as well. Up until Friday.
JJ can't. He kicked the dartboard. He would.
Yeah.
He would be able to walk, but he kicked the dartboard.
He could work my tent. He could stand there and sell stuff. That's for sure.
Kick the dartboard.
But yeah, so we'll be there. That's just just one of the things that we wanted to do to get back to the community. And I've been through that. My mom battled colon cancer and won. So she's now been 3 years cancer free. So. She's a huge supporter of the Relay for Life, and she's had a team back in Illinois every year. And then I had a really dear friend of mine last year, 35 years old, and had a double mastectomy.
Angelina Jolie just said she had one of those. You know what?
I heard that too. And so, we've got a couple of luminary bags that, we've put out and honoring somebody that's close to us that's either battled cancer or survivors and people that we've lost. So I just think it's going to be a beautiful evening.
I don't know anyone. I know of no one personally that hasn't been touched by the terrible, tragic disease of cancer in one way or the other. Mm-hmm. My mother survived breast cancer in the 70s.
Wow.
When there were double mastectomies back then were just scars.
Right, exactly.
They just maimed you.
Right,
They just cut them out and got rid of the cancer, and whatever scar was left, that's how it went. Mm-hmm. And I vividly remember as a child that my mother was scarred up very badly.
Well, there's a lot of mental that goes along with it.
I have a fraternity brother right now, one of my best friends. I actually spent the summer of 1992 going around the country to different baseball parks with my fraternity brother, Dusty DiStefano, that battled brain cancer a year and a half ago. Went into remission, and then 2 weeks ago they found he's got a tumor again in the same place in his brain that he had. So I don't know of anyone that hasn't been touched by someone or a person close to them that has the tragedy of cancer has affected.
So
this is very important.
Very important. I mean, we need to continue the funding so we can continue the research to find a cure or find ways so that people who do get struck with the illness at least can have treatment and continue with us. So yeah, that's very important. So we're going to be involved with that.
So is that a solid, JJ? You're definitely going to work Angie's tent. Did we get that?
Definitely.
That'd be great.
Okay, so we got JJ definitely on Friday evening working for Angie.
I love it.
So JJ will not be out on the town Friday. He'll be at Trinity High School.
Hey, ladies, just come to the Relay for Life.
Come to Relay for Life.
Now my
It's a good cause, and good guy.
Yeah, and then Saturday night is the Wine and Tapas event downtown. So again, another busy,
Is that here already?
busy weekend. Yes.
I remember that last year. Well, bits and pieces.
You know what? I've been saying that all day today. I've had all these things come up.
I ran into you last year in Pie after Wine and Tapas.
Okay, so this year has flown by.
It really has, because last year I ran into you at right after Wine and Tapas in Pie.
Okay.
So either they've done it earlier or the year just flew by.
I'm thinking the year just flew by. So yeah, that's Saturday night. So there's going to be music and all of the local restaurants and I know the Corkscrew is going to have some things going on there. I think Stella's is the one that started this.
It was.
Yeah. So
speaking of starting something.
Yes.
Are you part of the one percenters joke that Mitt Romney talked about?
Absolutely not.
Well, then I'm not angry with you.
Okay, good.
There's a new book out by social anthropologist Dr. Wednesday Martin, and she's exposed a troubling trend. It's called Upper Crust Moms Using Black Market Connections. But what are they using the black market for? Angie, they're hiring handicapped people to be part of their group when they go to Disney World so they don't have to stand in line. They're paying up to $130 an hour for a handicapped person to hang out with them so that they can cut the line at Disney World.
Yeah, this is so wrong in so many ways. But
Hunter Turner right now though is starting a Craigslist ad right
exactly.
now. I can see Hunter. Hunter is at home right now. Let's go on Craigslist, black market.
But you had what was it that one of them
said the rich people get their way, handicapped people are making a killing. It's a win-win.
Oh my goodness!
How bad is that rich people are using people that aren't part of using someone's handicap to stretch to get their place in line, cutting other people out of line. One woman is even brazen. She said, "Yeah, what's wrong with it? I have enough money to afford it. My daughter waited 1 minute to get on It's a Small World. The other kids waited for 2 hours. You can't go to Disney without a tour concierge. That's how the 1% do Disney."
That is awful.
And how disappointing are you after you wait 2 hours for It's a Small World? That ride stinks.
JJ.
Yeah, leave it to JJ. The one thing he takes out of the story is what kind of loser waits 2.5 hours to ride It's a Small World.
You know what? Why don't you just, if you got that kind of money, just rent the park for the day or something?
Right? Well, you can get a VIP pass, they said, which is way more than what they pay
they're like
these people.
$310 an hour.
Oh, gee.
And then the Disney park will give you a tour guide. But you see, I was at Disney 3 weeks ago. And
you don't really need a tour guide.
Saw John Gruden and his kids walking around. And
for real?
John Gruden's got plenty of dough, and he didn't need a tour guide. He was walking around. Of course, John Gruden scowls at you. You probably say, "Hey, go ahead, coach. You can cut it. Just don't hit me." Whatever, But what kind of people think that they're so above reproach, or so above everybody, that they pay a handicapped person to get them to the front of the line?
Yeah. I can't even talk about this.
I mean, it's
terrible. So awful. It's just awful.
Well, Angie, thanks so much for dropping in today.
Now every time I see people with a handicapped person and their family, I'm going to...
I know, everyone's
going to be... family member?
They are. Everyone's going to be questioning them all the time. People are going to be like, yeah, right.
Can I see everybody's ID? Make sure your names are
really how much money are you making? Come on.
That was a big deal. In the early 80s, a group got busted. A group of college kids from University of Florida actually got busted at Disney because they were going and they were getting... wheelchairs, and one of them would say they needed the wheelchair and try to get in the front of the line. But Disney caught on to them doing it in the 80s. I remember that that coming out in the 80s. But this is way over the top. We're going to take a break. Angie, thanks for dropping in. Relay for Life this Friday.
Yes.
Come out. Angie needs help at the booth. JJ's there.
We'll take the help,
You
and
need
then
walkers,
too,
too.
like I said, anyone who would.
How can we donate? How can we? Well, we'll take a break. We'll come back and find out how we can
Super,
donate.
thanks.
Plus tweets and quotes next. The Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risks. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on. Call your good neighbor's State Farm agent today, Angie Lewis, at 294-2444.
Hello, I'm Dawn Lovell, lead event designer and owner at Party Time Rentals. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make an event spectacular? Well, look no further. It's what we do every day. Whether you're hosting an intimate dinner for 10 or a gala for thousands, at Party Time Rentals, we find just the right style and elegance to make your event a success. Our extensive inventory of the finest in chandeliers, tents, crystal, china, and specialty items is featured in our fabulous showroom. Stop by and say hello. It's a great way to get ideas for an event and experience for yourself how you can make your party time special.
Party Time Rentals, located on Southwest 10th Street, just off Route 200 in Ocala, and off Southwest 34th Street in Gainesville. For more information, call 352-629-8858. That's 352-629-8858. The party begins at Party Time.
Alice, you gotta hear that.
What?
When I call Devon Self Storage at 873-0777, they answer the phone always so happy.
Always?
Here, listen.
Thank you for calling Devon Self Storage. This is John. How may I help you today?
George.
What?
You hung up.
Of course. I know all about Devon Self Storage across from Hobby Lobby and 200 and how you can store just about anything there and you have your own code to get in. I just want to hear him answer the phone again.
Again?
Well,
yes, George, yes.
Phoenix Promotional Solutions, your company supplier of banners, digital decals, yard signs, and magnetic signs. Where you give them approved artwork by noon, the next day by 4 p.m., you pick up your banners, digital decals, yard signs, and magnetic signs. Phoenix Promotional Solutions, 368-2404. That's 368-2404. Don't forget, they do vehicle wraps also. Phoenix Promotional Solutions, 368-2404.
This is James Snyder inviting you to join me each Sunday morning at 9:30 for Sunday Joy, right here on WOCA 1370.
Do you know someone dealing with cancer? I dare say we all do. Well, Thursday at 11 a.m., Dr. Rao, board-certified radiation oncologist with the Florida Regional Cancer Center, will be our guest to share the good news that there is hope through innovative and compassionate care right here in Ocala. A team approach to treatment means overall patient care. Be sure to tune in and ask those important questions. Again, Dr. Rao will be here to bring hope and answers. That's Thursday at 11 a.m.'s Health Matters.
Hello? Can you hear me? Because if you can, then so can your customers. Radio works. Call today to advertise your business right here on WOCA 1370, The Source.
Ocala Radio, WOCA.
WOCA. The road has got me hypnotized, and I'm spinning to a new sunrise.
We're back wrapping up hour 2 with the Voice of Ocala. Angie Lewis still with us. Angie, if somebody wants to donate for Relay for Life, not even, come out, work their tent, but if they want to actually donate, how can they donate?
There are several ways. One, you can go on live, just relayforlife.com, And there's lots of opportunities. If you want to give to a specific team, you can just search teams. You know,
we want to give to Angie Lewis's team. That's the team.
All you'd have to do is search in there Angie Lewis and make a donation. On my Facebook page, too, we've got links on there, so you can go in and just attach to there and make a donation that way. Or if you just give us a call at the office, 291-2444, we'll be happy to come out and get the donation from you, or you're welcome to drop it off. So,
JJ?
We would appreciate that.
Angie needs you to put a $50 bill in.
That's right.
Gotcha.
Either work the 10 or a $50 bill, one or the other.
50, that's not enough.
No, but we appreciate it.
Yeah, but you're a young guy on a fixed income, you know. I don't want to dip too hard into your adult beverage fund, you know what I mean? So
There's a reason why I go drink Dollar Tree.
We're ready for tweets and quotes.
Yes.
Time for tweets. Angie, thanks so much for stopping by.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
See you next week.
Yes.
And
I'm probably see you this weekend somewhere.
JJ's guaranteed. JJ said
I know
he's
I'll be
coming out
seeing JJ.
Friday.
I'm
That's
excited.
right. There you go.
Thank you, JJ. We
Time for
appreciate
tweets
it.
and quotes. I go a little funny with my tweets and quotes, buddy. A little serious, be a little more funny. First one. They say love is more important than money. But have you ever tried to pay your bills with a hug? Anonymous. Second one, marriage is a bond between a person who never remembers anniversaries and a person who never forgets them. Ogden Nash. And finally, if you didn't see it with your own eyes or hear it with your own ears, don't invent it with your small mind and share it with your big mouth. Anonymous. I think that is very, very good. Tweets and quotes. You ready for the Sports Hour, JJ?
Of course.
It's coming up next. Tom James joins us for Around the Water Cooler, the ever gaining in popularity around the water cooler. Lots to talk about. Tiger Woods, did he tell the truth? The NBA playoffs. Are the San Antonio Spurs on their way out? And can OKC come back from 3-1 down? I'm starting to buy into the JJ Memphis Grizzly bandwagon. As far as winning the West.
3-1.
As far as winning the West, anyway. Yeah. I still don't believe anybody. Last night, the Heat once again showed why it's going to be very difficult to beat them in a 7-game series. They just manhandled the Chicago Bulls. And the question arises, and I'm going to ask this in Around the Water Cooler. LeBron was asked a question last night that I'm going to ask Around the Water Cooler. So stay tuned for that, because I think it's a legitimate question that needs to be asked. But I'd like to hear what everybody's opinion is on it. We're going to talk about all that. Tom James with us, JJ, myself, Around the Water Cooler, and then Dave Pingalore of Local 6 down in Orlando. He joins us for his weekly visit, talking the NBA and the players. All that coming up in the next hour. Buddy Sports Page, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Tall and she grew up right with them Indiana boys on an Indiana night.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase Pacific straight allowance.
Mayday! Mayday! Our buyer blew it. He ordered 38 cars instead of 8. And now we have got way too much inventory.
Hey, this is Chris Spears from Prestige Auto Sales. I've got to sell these 30 cars extra fast. I'm going spastic, so I've got to do something drastic.
Qualified buyers with $5 down can drive a nicer, newer car today. Who knew $5 could get you a nicer, newer car?
Well, it can, because I'm in a jam.
Is bad credit causing you distress? My For the People credit approval process just may save the day. Get approved for a nicer, newer car you'll love. Mayday! Mayday! Get down to Prestige Auto Sales right away. The Mayday Madness ends after we've cleared 37 cars.
My name is Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people.
Visit Prestige Auto Sales or call 694-1234. See you at Prestige.
Hi, I'm Lisa Midget with Kinetic Motion Fitness, Ocala's premier small group and personal training fitness studio. Did you know you can achieve all your fitness goals, whether that's losing weight, getting fit, or training for a personal best, all with no membership fees? Have you ever been embarrassed or intimidated at a big gym because you're not a Greek god or a size 0 supermodel? Have you ever felt like your gym would rather you not even show up? At KMF, we have a team approach that focuses on small classes and personal training, and you'll feel like family, not just another number. No more boring treadmills or endless reps. Our classes are fun, energetic, and get you the results you want. And I should know, with the help of our great trainers, I lost over 100 pounds in 8 jean sizes, and I did it using no heavy equipment and no magic pills. Just fun and effective workouts. And yes, I did say fun. Come join us at KMF. Visit our website at kmfocala.com or like us on Facebook. Again, that was kmfocala.com.
Hi, this is Tom Schmitz, the host of Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA. The Saturday Sports Page is your weekend destination for everything sports, from NASCAR to golf, baseball to boxing, and of course the best, most comprehensive football coverage on the radio. Also, you don't want to miss my weekly Are You Kidding Me rant? So join me and JJ LaSalva every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA, The Source.
Stay informed on everything going on in the villages with the Village Spectator newspaper. The Village Spectator is exclusively devoted to the villages with news, commentary, and more. And yes, they have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask is that you tell them where you heard about them. Call Tom's Picks at 804-1223 and pick up your copy of the Village Spectator today.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online. Phoenix Promotional Solutions, your company supplier of banners, digital decals, yard signs, and magnetic signs. Where you give them approved artwork by noon, the next day by 4 p.m., you pick up your banners, digital decals, yard signs, and magnetic signs. Phoenix Promotional Solutions, 368-2404. That's 368-2404. Don't forget, they do vehicle wraps also. Phoenix Promotional Solutions, 368-2404.
Hi, I'm Russ with Climate Control Mechanical Services, and I want to invite you to tune in every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. to listen for tips and answers to the many questions you may have about your air conditioning and heating for your home or business. The Climate Control Show, every Thursday at 10:30 a.m. right here on WOCA, 1370 a.m. and 96.3 FM, The Source.
This is Don with ABC Frederick's Appliance. Here's my daughter, Lena.
And hey, everybody, it's Lena. You need to come down to ABC Frederick's Appliance on County Road 25, just over the railroad tracks in Bellevue, where you are treated right with the right products like Whirlpool, Maytag, Crosley, and Speed Queen. These are the new ones. Don't forget, we also carry used appliances that we warranty. ABC Frederick's Appliance does repairs, too. Call us at 629-5181. ABC Frederick's Appliance on County Road 25, just over the railroad tracks in Bellevue. It's at 629-5181.
Hi, I'm Fran Tarkenton, former NFL quarterback and member of the Hall of Fame. I know the importance of a game plan. A plan is the key to your success as well. Join me on Common Sense Retirement Planning Sunday at 10 a.m. on WOCA 1370 AM and 96.3 FM The Source. And call us at 855-770-7926 for a free consultation with my financial professional in your area. See you on the radio 10 a.m. Sunday here on WOCA.
You're listening to WOCA News Talk 1370, Ocala's source for what's happening in today's hottest, up-to-date news and topics.
Our biggest phone companies want to slam the brakes on texting while driving, uniting behind AT&T's "It Can Wait" slogan. For the first time, the warning is coming from the companies about the dangers of their own products. Teens are lighting up less these days, some taking a pinch between their cheek and gum instead. The National Youth Tobacco Survey says smokeless tobacco use among middle and high school students was up slightly. The CDC says products like moist snuff should be regulated the same way cigarettes are. Symbol of Superstorm Sandy, the roller coaster at Seaside Heights, New Jersey, tossed from the boardwalk into the Atlantic Ocean. Today, crews began to demolish what's left of it. Yes, that was Prince Harry on the Jersey Shore today, Britain's third and soon-to-be fourth in line to the throne. Got to look at how the region is recovering after Sandy. So what would you do with $360 million? That's how much is up for grabs in tomorrow night's Powerball jackpot. This is ABC News.
Never bet on a horse named Tripod. Never go cliff diving with a guy named Cliff. It's just too many cliffs. Never play leapfrog with a unicorn. And never trust a car that hasn't been trusted to Midas. Save on brakes, tires, maintenance, and total car care. For a car you can depend on long after the warranty expires. You deserve the Midas touch. Get a comprehensive oil change, tire rotation, and visual brake check for $19.99. Up to 5 quarts conventional oil. Shop fees extra. Most vehicles at participating Midas.
Hi, Tom Bodette. Motel 6 is always thinking of ways to make it easier to book a clean, comfortable room for a great low rate. And this is the first test of our reservation by telepathy system, commencing now. Now. Wait a minute. Now. Well, you can still call 1-800-4-MOTEL-6, book online at motel6.com, or with our cool new app on your tablet or smartphone. I'm Tom Bodette for Motel 6, and we'll leave the light on for it.
How much time? 30? 30 seconds? I'm on right now. I don't believe you.
Okay. Enough kidding around.
Ho, 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 ho.
And now it's time for the Buddy Martin Sports Page.
He actually had me stay here last night in his gym.
Like I don't fit in. It's like I don't belong here. Let's go talk to a couple of guys that never gamble.
Oh, see, I made Lewis a bet here. See, Lewis bet me that we couldn't both get rich and put you on the phone house at the same time. He didn't think we could do it.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slice.
And now, here's Buddy.
We're back on the Voice of Ocala, Buddy Sports Page. Time to talk sports. That means Dan Martone's leaving because we're talking sports. He's out of here.
Good riddance.
See ya. He came out with some deep laugh. I'm your host, Tom Smith. Buddy Martin, not with us today. Took a personal day. Today it is Around the Water Cooler. Tom James joins us momentarily. Sean Down Goes Frazier makes an appearance in the studio. Look here.
Very lucky.
I've been a little busy today. Cutting up audio.
Stop it. Just stop it.
That's enough of that.
Okay, that's enough.
Book in and audio.
JJ, on this date in 1996, why is this date important? You're not a true sports fan.
96, there was the Olympics.
Yeah, but on this date,
Braves lost
on May
in the World
14th.
Series. Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known either, except I got it on this date from ESPN Stats and Info. I wouldn't have known either. On this date in 1996, Irvin Magic Johnson announces his retirement from the NBA for good. He finishes his career with 17,707 points, 10,141 assists.
Insane. But what you just said makes me think of Michael Wilbon. And it bothers me. Because Michael Wilbon is on the NBA ESPN group with Simmons and Magic and everything.
Uh-huh.
And he's just the guy who has to call Magic Johnson Irvin. Like, yeah, he's my friend and I hate that. Because nobody else does that. Just a random thing I had to say.
Everybody calls him Magic except for Michael.
Yes, I hate
Michael
that.
Wilbon calls him Irvin.
Like, this is my BFF.
And by the way,
what do you
it's
call
not
Tiger?
By the way, it's not Irving, it's Irvin.
Whatever.
I know, but people always say Irving, and it's not. It's Irvin.
Do you call Tiger Roderick? Woods?
No.
I'm saying
Eldrick.
Eldrick, whatever.
Let's get it right, pal.
Yeah, I get it.
I do. I refer to him as Eldrick Woods.
Okay. No one would know who you're talking about if you called him Eldrick.
Me and Eldrick were kicking.
Yeah,
we're kicking it.
That's what Wilbon makes it seem like.
I was at
every
the Players.
time.
I was at the Players this weekend. Me and Eldrick were kicking it.
Yeah.
First off, if I was kicking anything of Eldrick's, it'd be his rear end because I don't like the guy. That's just me. the zoo that was Tiger Woods' crowd this year at the Players, as he was going on to his second victory at the Players, huge crowds. Talk about Tiger Woods, though, in the in the Around the Water Cooler segment. But right now, let's go to J.J. LaSalva for the headlines.
All right, last night, 2 basketball games of equal importance. Miami Heat dismantled the Bulls, held them to 65 points, 9 points in the third quarter, franchise low for the Chicago Bulls. After the Game 1 defeat, the Heat have just turned it up and shut them down.
Well, the Chicago Bulls, with that score, could compete in the Big Ten.
They didn't even get 70 points in the league.
They could compete in the Big Ten.
15 points in the first quarter, 18 in the second, 9 in the third, and 23 in the fourth quarter. Also, the Thunder last night losing a heartbreaker in overtime. Some bad turnovers at the end of overtime. The Grizzlies win 103-97. Both of these series
done
3-1, pretty much done. The Grizzlies lead, the Heat lead. Tonight, 2 games as well. The Knicks play at Indiana against the Pacers at 7 o'clock. That series, Indiana leads 2-1, so this is massive. And the best series so far, Warriors-Spurs, 1 game ahead of everybody else. This is Game 5 tonight. It's tied 2-2, 9:30 in San Antonio. Also, Dwayne Wade, he's been looking kind of hurt the past couple games, if you watched any of it. He's questionable for Game 5. He's getting knee treatment. They'll probably, if I were the Heat, I would just think about sitting him out until the next round. But who knows? Donovan McNabb will retire as an Eagle.
There's a surprise.
Yeah, sort of out of nowhere. He hasn't played since 2011, but he will sign with them for one of those goofy one-day contracts this fall. Curtis Granderson off the DL today, and Chuck Muncy, former running back for the Chargers and Saints, who always wore the glasses on the sidelines and the goggles, dead at 60 today.
You don't remember Chuck Muncy, do you?
No, but I remember just hearing of him and seeing all these pictures with glasses and the shades on the sidelines and stuff.
Chuck Muncy was a good running back. Dead at age 65.
Yes, 60.
60. You know the story you missed, though? Quite possibly one of the most thrilling ends to a sporting event ever.
Yes.
The Boston Bruins score.
No one in this room watched that, by the way.
I did on NBC
No, I
Sports.
didn't.
I watched it on NBC Sports Channel last night, by the way, pal.
You don't watch basketball?
No, sir. Well, I watched the Bulls, but once it was over, I'm watching the end of the Bruins game. The Bruins pulled their goalie, scored 2 goals in 2 minutes to force it into overtime, and then go on to beat the Toronto Maple Leafs in overtime. It was an amazing third period.
It was 4-1 going into the third period.
They scored 3 goals in the third period, 2 goals in the last 2 minutes to force overtime. And if you heard the call from the Bruins radio network, I heard it this morning. How one of those guys just didn't stroke out is amazing, because there's some oxygen deprivation going on with them screaming and hollering in that booth.
Bergeron, 2 huge goals at the end, and I saw something like 60% of all the NHL games in the playoffs so far, all of them have been decided by 1 goal. But there has been the most overtimes in NHL history for the first round. And what's very interesting is none of them have even gone 2 overtimes. Yeah. Just weird.
But it was really a great hockey game. Well, I caught the last period. I actually was lucky enough to catch the third period. So it was a pretty good hockey game.
The basketball game was over from the start, a Heat game.
But here's the headline you really missed. And I like that you do headlines. You do a great job at headlines. Kudos. Except you missed the most important one. O.J. Simpson won a small victory Tuesday when he returned to court for day 2 of his attempt to win a new trial in his robbery case. He was allowed to have one hand unshackled so he could drink water and take notes. Now that is a sports headline. If we were talking about I don't really care headlines. Who cares that O.J. Simpson got his hand uncuffed so he could drink water and take notes? Why don't they just leave him in his jail cell and let his lawyer argue this? Don't even bring him into court. How about that? Stupid.
Hey, he won something.
O.J. Simpson
spent his
returns
whole life
to Vegas
in trial,
court.
It seems like.
Yeah, it does.
He's constantly on trial.
Last 20 years, from 45 to 65, he's been on trial, without a doubt.
You ever seen a picture of him lately? He looks
Oh my gosh,
horrible.
that's what we were talking about yesterday.
Oh my.
Yeah, he looks
Sanford
like
and Son guy, buddy. Said.
he looks like he looks like he could sit with Red Fox and the man that played Grady and Bubba. You know, Fred, Bubba, and Grady on Sanford and Son. He'd fit right in, and not because he's young like Lamont. It's because he's old like those three guys. Look like
and prison is actually supposed to make you age better because you're eating more healthy or working out,
OJ,
stuff like that.
OJ looks like he could sit in the living room with Fred drinking Ripple.
When you're stressing like that, if you're constantly on trial, you're always stressing. So you're going to look old as can be. He's Father Time, man.
Well, O.J. Simpson got his arm uncuffed for today. We're going to take a break. When we come back, it's time for Around the Water Cooler. Tom James joins us. We'll even have Down Goes Frazier in here for Around the Water Cooler on Buddy Sports Page, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Since 1976, Daniel L. Hightower, a lawyer, has been fighting for accident victim justice in North Central Florida and statewide. He believes everyone in America should follow the rules, including the insurance companies. He and his firm have experience fighting for victims of personal injury, wrongful death, workers' compensation, and Social Security disability, as well as serving those in need of help with bankruptcy, simple wills, and estate plans. The mission at the law offices of Daniel L. Hightower, PA, is to represent deserving clients and recover the maximum benefits they are entitled to by law in a timely manner. In personal injury and workers' compensation cases, there are no fees or costs unless a recovery is made. The law office of Daniel L. Hightower is located at 7 East Silver Springs Boulevard, Suite 300. For your free consultation, call 352-629-7777 or 1-888-LAW-1976 and visit danhightower.com for more information. Daniel L. Hightower, PA lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice, and the proud sponsor of Ask the Cops.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin for WinStar Medical Research. Every day we hear another story about innovation or about the cutting edge of technology taking place right here in Ocala. The power plant, IHMC, Ocala 489. But did you know that important medical research is also being conducted here that will impact hundreds of thousands of people in the country someday? Maybe you've heard the name WinStar, but like so many others, perhaps you didn't realize WinStar Medical Research is one of the top facilities of its kind anywhere in the U.S. There are important studies being conducted by a highly qualified team of medical experts at WinStar, impacting decisions of major pharmaceutical companies and bringing new drugs to market. And you can be a part of these studies, as so many local people are right now. WinStar has conducted more than 500 studies since its inception and would like to extend an opportunity to you to be a part of these. Call 877-629-5800 or 352-629-5800 if you'd like to know more. WinStar Medical Research, locally owned and operated in beautiful downtown Ocala. WinStar, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today.
Hi, this is Tom Schmitz, the host of Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA. The Saturday Sports Page is your weekend destination for everything sports, from NASCAR to golf, baseball to boxing, and of course the best, most comprehensive football coverage on the radio. Also, you don't want to miss my weekly Are You Kidding Me rant? So join me and JJ LaSalva every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. for Buddy's Saturday Sports Page on WOCA, The Source.
WOCA. Call me crazy. Some people say insanity is doing the same thing over and over expecting a different result. I think insanity is 1,000 single-sided full-color business cards for $15 or packing service for 50% off. Call me crazy. Green Sheet Printing on the corner of Northeast 25th Avenue and 24th Street, 789-6683. That's 789-6683. Look for the yellow signs.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, a new spoiler, and a new
Yep,
top.
we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
This is a public notice. Local residents can now save thousands of dollars on their next car, truck, or SUV. It's not a tent sale, because no tent is big enough to hold this many cars. It's ocalaforsale.com. Say goodbye to sticker shock. Ocalaforsale.com has thousands of vehicles with no stickers at all. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to ocalaforsale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge, undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Do you know someone dealing with cancer? I dare say we all do. Well, Thursday at 11 a.m., Dr. Rao, board-certified radiation oncologist with the Florida Regional Cancer Center, will be our guest to share the good news that there is hope through innovative and compassionate care right here in Ocala. A team approach to treatment means overall patient care. Be sure to tune in and ask those important questions. Again, Dr. Rao will be here to bring hope and answers. That's Thursday at 11 a.m.'s Health Matters.
Back on the Voice of Ocala. Dave Pingalore scheduled to join us in about 4 minutes.
Here comes Tom.
Tom James on his way down to get started with Around the Water Cooler.
He's got his tie off.
Look, he's ready to go.
Look at this guy.
Tom James is, it's 5 o'clock
right?
for Tom James. He's ready. This is Tom James. If he could, he'd kick back with an adult beverage during Around the Water Cooler. We might need.
I don't have a problem with him. Doing
Buddy's not here.
Yeah.
Come on,
around the keg.
There we go. So around the keg instead of around the water cooler, around the keg. How about that? That'd be a good segment. Tom James, look, he now that Buddy's not here, Tom gets in front of the camera.
Yes.
Moving up a notch.
We may never let you out. I may lose my seat now. The ladies start calling in.
Please.
You just come from a bachelor party? What's going on?
Is this a camera shot here?
Look, Sean Down Goes Frazier finally gets allowed in the studio.
And he
First thing he does is take jabs at the star of the show. Okay, that's
star
great.
of the
that's
show.
Great.
Okay. Yeah.
So, Tom James, thanks for joining us today around the water cooler. How's your week going?
It's going well. We're just underway here, but I'm a Boston Bruins fan, and I know you were talking about that.
That was a great game, wasn't it?
Well, that's the Miracle on Ice 2 last night.
They
were down. That first team in the history of the NHL to be down three goals in a Game 7 in a third period and win.
Yep.
Ever.
Nice. But let's be honest.
Also a Boston Bruins fan, Tom. I don't know.
Another front runner.
No, they're not really.
They go back and look at the history of the league.
1972 was the last time they had won the cup until 2011.
Okay. Yeah, but they always are up there. Hey, let me ask you a question. Should Boston have been in that position in the first place? They were controlling Toronto and then let Toronto back in the series.
Well, they were up 3-1 in the series.
I know.
And obviously, yeah, but I did see the quote from one of the Maple Leafs players last night that loss literally will stick with him for the rest of his life. He'll never get over it. Ever get over it.
It's brutal.
In the realm of,
it's fine by me.
Unless you're a big unless you're a big golf fan, this doesn't really matter to you. Louis Oosthuizen.
Yes.
Masters winner.
Former Masters winner.
Probably going to skip the U.S. Open because it's going to have his wife's going to give birth right about that time.
All the ladies US out Open, there would dream for a guy like
U.S.
that.
Open, birth of your child.
If I was his girl, I'd be like, you better go play and bring that paycheck back.
Here's what I'm serious. Where's the Open this year?
It's in Philadelphia.
Okay, well, I think that you can have a win-win situation here, really. She comes to the Philly area and
Atlantic City
is there just in case. And if he needs to walk off the course, then he can do it. But if not, she's there.
Isn't that what Phil Mickelson did the year Payne Stewart won it when he finished second? And Payne Stewart told Phil.
Well, did he walk off or did he say he would walk off?
He would walk off.
If it ever came to that, yeah.
And Payne Stewart, when he finished second, Payne Stewart said, "Don't worry about it. You'll have other chances. Go be with your wife and your child." And that was Payne Stewart won it. That was right before Payne Stewart died in the
1999. That's correct. Yep.
Yeah. So we're Dave Pingalore going to check in with us. Let's get started with Around the Water Cooler, and let's start with Brady Hoke, Michigan head coach. Brady Hoke says of Notre Dame getting out of a series against Michigan, the Notre Dame game, the rivalry, they're just chickening out. Do you think Notre Dame's chickening out because they're dropping Michigan? They say to pick up their obligation of having to play 5 ACC schools.
Well, that goes to believing that Michigan is such a massive threat that anybody would be scared of them to begin with.
Appalachian State's not. That's all I'm saying. Appalachian, not scared. That's all I'm saying. Appalachian, not scared.
Notre Dame is having to do this because, like you said, the ACC thing.
Well, they had to pick one: Michigan State, Purdue, or Michigan to drop.
Mm-hmm.
Out of those three, who are you dropping?
Probably the best team.
No, I'm dropping the best team. If my paycheck depends on winning, Michigan's getting dropped.
I think
or Michigan State. One of those two is getting dropped.
I think this is a situation where if this were Florida, Oklahoma, Alabama, LSU, Texas, USC, that would be out of fear. Michigan, not so much anymore.
Notre Dame has only beaten Michigan since 2000 4 times, and that's like 13 games. So they might be scared, I guess.
Yeah, they're 4-9.
Well, if they're not beating Michigan any more than that, no wonder they're going to the ACC.
But these are some classic games. These are classic games we're going to miss out on. This one was 13-6 this year, not really anything great. But remember 2011, 35-31, when they scored maybe like 4 touchdowns in the last 30 seconds.
When they threw the ball up.
That was
great game.
Denard Robinson, whatever. How
that
forgettable
was
is he now?
The last minute and a half of that game was literally back and forth 3 times.
Right.
Yep.
It was the Wolverines trailed 24-7 entering the fourth quarter, took a 28-24 lead with 1 minute and 22 seconds left.
Yeah, but
Notre Dame scored a touchdown with 30 seconds left, and then Denard Robinson drove the team 80 yards to score with 2 seconds left. So that was one of the coolest endings I've ever seen.
Do you buy into the thought that college football has precious few non-conference rivalries, and that this one going away cuts college football as a whole down a notch?
It's just one more
rivalry that's getting thrown to the wayside.
It's another nail in the coffin. I mean, how many times have we seen this? Texas, Texas A&M, Oklahoma, Nebraska, on and on and on.
But isn't that going to happen with the realignment? It's just 50 years from now, there'll be new rivalries because of the alignment.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Well, there always is. That's one of the reasons why they do the realignments.
I would argue that Miami's second biggest rival is Virginia Tech before it's Florida.
Of course.
Because we don't play
Florida. You don't play Florida. Virginia Tech's a much bigger rivalry for Miami.
Besides, recruiting-wise and fan base-wise.
Florida State, Miami's the biggest rivalry for Miami. And then it's Miami, Virginia Tech, the two best teams besides them in the ACC.
And because they came with Miami from the Big East as well, so the conferences really do make rivalries.
But like Florida's out-of-conference rival is the natural Florida State. Florida State's is Florida. Miami's natural out-of-conference rival?
We don't really have.
Would that be Notre Dame?
But they had until last year or 2 years ago, they hadn't played in a decade.
Does Miami have an out-of-conference rival?
No, Notre Dame is sort of an out-of-conference irritant.
Well, because
I wouldn't call it an out-of-conference rival.
Well, and the reason Notre Dame gets mentioned in some of these rivalries like that is because they've been an independent for so long. Mm-hmm. Every game Notre Dame played is an out-of-conference game.
For everybody else,
For everybody else,
I mean, Notre Dame's really their real rivals are, USC, Michigan, and the ones that they play every year. But those are the ones, at least in terms of contenders. And obviously the USC rivalry changed college football. It was the first national rivalry.
Right.
Up until that point,
but when you
college football was everybody played within their own region.
When you think of Notre Dame, the rivalries Notre Dame has, whether they're actual winnable games by the people involved in the rivalries, Notre Dame's unique. And people say, well, you can't have a rivalry if one team wins all the time. And I agree with that, except in the case of Notre Dame, because of Notre Dame being an independent. You ask anybody at Notre Dame and anybody at Navy, that's a rivalry to both schools, even though Notre Dame's controlled that for most of the time. The Notre Dame Navy game is a serious football game for both sides.
Yeah, and it goes
the Notre Dame Boston College game is a huge. Let me tell you something. Catholics, there's not a bigger football game on the face of the earth if you're a Notre Dame fan, Boston College fan, Catholics, than the Notre Dame Boston College game. Just like in basketball, Marquette and Notre Dame and Boston College in basketball, my dad went to Marquette. He hated Notre Dame, wanted nothing to do. And I was like, Dad, but it wasn't football. He's like, football's a sport that y'all don't even know. It's basketball was where it at. And they were serious about the Marquette-Notre Dame thing. So that's the uniqueness of Notre Dame. And even though I give Notre Dame, I say they're not relevant anymore and all, the fact of the matter is Notre Dame's very relevant. because of their independence, is some of that relevance going to go away now with them having to play 5 almost competitive conference games?
Well, and as it turns out, their relevance this past year after the national championship game was Manti Te'o's girlfriend.
or lack thereof.
I just
And
think
not much else, really.
They have too many rivals. You can't have 12 rivals. You're not going to be able to play them.
Yes, but when you were as good as Notre Dame was for as long as they were.
Yeah, I understand why they consider so
but
many
the last
people
20
rivals.
years,
But
you're entirely correct.
You can't keep them all on your schedule.
You're entirely correct.
I don't want to keep seeing them play. Like Michigan, your big rival's Ohio State. So Brady Hoke, shut up.
Wow.
You're saying they're chickening out. You're the one who on Dan Patrick last year when they said, "How do you feel about Urban Meyer coming to coach Ohio State?" He said, "Not good." All right, so if you want people to bring that up, you just need to shut up about it.
He kind of chickened out there, didn't he?
Exactly.
Because I'd have been, Brady Hoke should have said, I enjoy that he's coming. Bring it on. I'm going to beat I'll beat what's considered the best coach in football, and then I'll be the best
If
coach.
I'm a Michigan fan, I'm saying Brady Hoke. The only rivalry you need to worry about is against Ohio State, and you lost. So be quiet.
Was this at a booster dinner?
Yes, they are all at booster dinners. Somebody's recording these.
How did I know?
These coaches go in there. Like Spurrier doesn't care. Some coaches don't care. But you know someone's recording you now. You can't say what you used to be able to say at booster meetings or whatever.
Yeah, but you're right. Spurrier doesn't care. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Dave Pingalore joins the fracas. Plus, we got more around the water cooler. We're going to talk about Titus Young. Does he have a disorder? In the NBA playoffs, the Knicks say that they're a cohesive unit. Tyson Chandler doesn't seem to think so. And Tiger Woods, did he lie to us in an interview this weekend? We'll talk about all that. Buddy Sports Page, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com.
The source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz. The Angie Lewis State Farm Agency is located at 1122 Northeast 36th Avenue, where visitors are always welcome and the coffee pot is always on. Call your good neighbor's State Farm agent today, Angie Lewis, at 294-2444. Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
The sound of the bat cracking, the crowd cheering, the smell of overpriced but tasty hot dogs, the memories that will last a lifetime of your first baseball game with Little Johnny. Your team wins. It was a great night until you get home. It's 9 p.m. and your wife says you have no water.
We have no water.
What do you do?
What do you do?
Rule number 1, don't panic. Remain calm. Okay, that's 2 rules.
We don't have time for jokes, funny man.
Okay, think back. On the way home, you heard a radio commercial.
Mike's Got Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
Eureka. You saved the day. You remembered that Mike Scott Plumbing doesn't charge extra for nights, weekends, or holidays. You are a genius.
Hey, Mr. Genius, did you remember the phone number?
Of course you did. Remember, you're a genius. 352-237-2888. Because at Mike Scott Plumbing, if water runs through it, we do it. Even if water's not running through it at this particular moment. Mike Scott Plumbing.
What you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
In the battle of the leafy greens, kale comes out on top. Gram for gram, kale has more vitamin C and A and K. Plus, kale has 3 times more lutein than spinach, which helps protect your retinas. 61% of human resource managers said a tattoo would seriously hurt a job applicant's chances. Do you have distilled white vinegar in your home? Doctors say this is a great natural bug bite remedy because it neutralizes the venom.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Hello all, Joe Martone here for karaoke time. You hear me each morning for the segment of Fun with Joe? Well, fun is what I do. So the next time you want to have a get-together, for just about any reason, give me a call. 470-0276. For karaoke time, that number is 470-0276. Everybody likes to sing, and with the words on the screen, it's just that much easier. Call karaoke time, 470-0276 for the next event, big or small. Karaoke time can keep the fun in your business, too.
On the next Voice of Ocala, it's Trivianator Tuesday with Tom. Try your best to defeat me in trivia for your chance to win Marion Theater tickets or whatever else I might have to give away. Plus, Angie Lewis stops by for her weekly Biz Buzz visit. And it's Around the Water Cooler with Tom James, JJ LaSalva, myself, and Dave Pingalore will check in from Local 6. All that on the next Voice of Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source. As the commercial just stated, Dave Pingalore of Local 6 in Orlando will join us, and he does right now on the phone. Dave, Buddy took a personal day today, but the show's called Buddy Sports Page, so I guess if he signs the checks, he can take a personal day if he wants to.
Yeah, there you go. He can do whatever he wants. Exactly right.
Well, Dave, the story, I got a story out of Jacksonville that I want to ask you about because it seems ludicrous to me. John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan Law has paid for and is broadcasting an advertisement in the Jacksonville area imploring Shad Khan to do the right thing and get the guy of high moral character, Tim Tebow, on the Jags at all cost. What do you think about John Morgan actually buying ad time to try to convince Shad Khan to bring Tim Tebow in?
I know John very well, so it's just what John does. You know, I don't think anything bad about it. I don't think anything great about it. I think it's great marketing for his firm, and that's basically what it is. I don't think they're going to, put Tim Tebow on the Jaguars just because of a commercial. So I to be honest with you, I don't really I don't put a lot of stock into that. It's very creative. It's very well done. But other than that, it created. You're talking about it.
Well, there you go.
So it works.
Well, I caught this.
I don't think it's going to happen, but anyway, not because of that.
Just because it's not worth bringing Tim Tebow in.
Well, I mean, he hasn't signed anywhere yet. If Tim Tebow was such a commodity, he would have been signed by now, right?
I would think so. I think if he would give up the desire to play quarterback and say that he would be a football player, he would be signed already.
Well, yeah, no. He said it's amazing. Like, there's money still to be made for the guy, but I don't know him at all, or I could, I'm speaking on his behalf, but obviously he's got an ego. I got to imagine he just wants to be a quarterback in the NFL, and if he's not going to be the quarterback in the NFL, I ain't playing football. But he still can make money playing professional football if he checked the ego at the door. This has got to be only an ego thing because obviously general managers and coaches in the NFL do not think that he can actually be a successful quarterback long-term in the NFL. Yeah, he won a playoff game, he did all that, but in their eyes, from an evaluation standpoint, they don't think he can do it. If he's not in the league now, then there's a reason for it. Now, look, we're not general managers, and we can't, they obviously critique talent. They obviously think he can't play. So right now he's not on a team, and he'll probably get invited to some team. Maybe he won't. I have no idea.
Speaking of quarterbacks, I caught the Channel 6 arena coverage this weekend where new quarterback for the
Orlando Predators come in, and right away they have a win.
Yeah, they come out. That was their second win in a row. They won against Pittsburgh the week before, but it was a wild game on our digital channel that we did. They beat Spokane 83-82, so it was pretty crazy. They were down most of the game, and the quarterback, Aaron Garcia, threw 11 touchdowns, and he's 42 years old. A kid can flat-out play. Their guy. He's got an interesting story. You know, he tried the NFL, he gave it a shot, but his arm strength just wasn't there, and he played at Washington State behind Drew Bledsoe before transferring, I think, to Sacramento State. But he's really, very accurate passer of the football, just does not have the arm strength to get him into the NFL through the years.
Well, I know you got to get back to the television side of it. Real quick, last thing we want to talk about. Tiger Woods said with the whole Sergio blow-up that he had asked the marshals if he had hit already, and he went ahead and they said he had, so he went ahead and pulled his club with the controversy that Sergio says he pulled his club while he was in his backswing. Now the marshals have come out. Sports Illustrated went and found the marshals. The marshals said, nobody asked us anything. We don't interact with the players. What do you make of that?
I believe the marshal. Who knows? Really, look, Tiger is a guy that is not liked on the PGA Tour. He doesn't have a lot of friends on the PGA Tour. This isn't like, Sergio just speaking his mind. He doesn't like the guy. There's a lot of guys that don't like the guy. They respect him as a player and what he has done for the PGA Tour and those guys. Remember, these guys are playing for millions of dollars because of Tiger Woods. Let's face it. So they won't, Sergio's, can get a little mouthy. There's a lot of guys. I guarantee you, I know a lot of guys in the tour, and there's a lot of that same sentiment. They're just not going to say it. So Sergio just said it. Tiger is not that likable amongst his peers on the golf course. So Sergio saying that is really probably a majority of the people. I'm sure Phil Mickelson can't stand Tiger Woods. They respect him because Tiger brought all the money to the PGA Tour. That's why that's why an average guy in the PGA Tour can make $20 million in his career because of Tiger Woods.
Certainly. Dave, what do we got to look on tap for tonight at 11 o'clock on Channel 6?
Oh, let's see. Well, we're getting ready to talk about some Jags football today. They continue their OTAs. The Orlando Magic getting ready for the lottery pick next week. And the kid, Andrew Wiggins, who decided to go to Kansas instead of Florida State. Florida State was one of his choices, but he took Kansas. But fans in Central Florida next year might just see him playing for the Orlando Magic. He's considered the top draft pick in next year's draft, so we're going to talk about that a little bit.
All right, Dave Pingalore, local Channel 6, thanks so much for stopping by today.
All right, guys, thanks.
That guy's always got a good take on everything. He's like, Sergio just said what everybody else on the tour wants to say.
Sure. He has two friends, by the way, Marco Mira and Steve Stricker, and I think that's about where it is. Can I go somewhere with this, please?
Certainly.
I get that the rest of the NFL doesn't want to sign Tim Tebow because he's a distraction and he probably can't play very well anymore. Okay? Okay. I get this, but the Jags can't play football. If he can't throw, they can't play football. They need a show pony. And so the owner, Shaka Khan, needs to go ahead and sign this guy. Do something.
You mean Shad Khan, by the way.
Whatever. do something to draw some kind of an interest to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So what you're saying is
they
the
need
Jags
him as much as he needs them.
So what you're saying, Jags are terrible.
Yes.
Even if Tim Tebow can't help them on the field, there's not a whole lot unless they revamp the entire team that's going to help them on the field.
What the hell is this guy
seats
thinking?
In the rear.
Come on.
Put rear ends in the seats.
They should get Shaka Khan to sing at halftime.
If
and everything will be
right.
straight.
If for no other reason, this is why we get like NASCAR, right? Is for the crash, not the final lap. So, if this goes all wrong for Tim Tebow, even if they do sign him, well, at least it's like it's like the big one at a NASCAR race.
If you put if Shad Khan comes out this week or early next week and says, we have Tim Tebow under a 2-year contract, season ticket sales and ticket sales increased by 175%. Without it, let me tell you, if they sign Tim Tebow, we don't want to see it. JJ and I would not like to see it because then that forces us to watch Jags games on TV.
Yeah,
because they'll sell out and they'll be on TV.
What's the worst thing that's going to happen for the Jags? He can't work out. He can't play. It won't work out for them. They cut him, and they're exactly where they are right now.
With a lot more revenue generated.
Thank you.
It makes all the sense to
get the deal done.
It makes sense to us. However, let me point out, the one person that it doesn't make sense to is the only one that's a multi-billionaire, by the way. So he's pretty good at business.
And that's Shaka Khan.
Yeah, exactly. So
Shaka Khan is a female singer.
Can we just go ahead and say, can we put the Tiger Woods thing to bed and say, Tiger didn't tell the truth. The marshals did not tell him Sergio had already hit. Can we all agree with that?
Yes.
Tiger wasn't glad-handing with the media. He was glad-handing with the general public to sort of sway any negative thoughts towards him and away from him and towards Sergio
But this is something,
Garcia.
if you cover, and I cover golf for the last 5 years, I've covered golf pretty good, the Florida swing. Tiger's known for his on-the-course gamesmanship. Dropping a club holding the club and then dropping it back in the bag right as somebody's in their backswing so you hear that thunk in the bag, or holding his putter up, dropping it on the bag right as somebody's putting so it'll go thunk. He's known for these kind of things to the people who follow golf regularly. So this comes as no surprise to me what Sergio said. What surprised me was Sergio had the wherewithal and the stones to say it.
And then Sergio also showed how much of a man he was when he says, I don't understand why everybody's coming down on me. I'm the victim here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, all man, Serge.
That was kind of manly.
Rocket engineer. Did you see the rocket engineer comment?
Yeah, rocket engineer.
Yeah. You don't have to be a rocket engineer to know that we don't like each other.
But you can be a rocket surgeon, though, right?
So
I don't know.
Let's go to a sport that I don't know a whole lot about, the NBA. The Knicks are not doing well. Can we all agree on that?
They're almost done.
And now Tyson Chandler talking about ball movement and everything after they scored 71 points in Game 3, lost to the Pacers on Saturday. This is his quote. I watch the tape myself and there's open looks. We have to be willing passers. You have to sacrifice yourself sometimes for the betterment of the team, for the betterment of your teammates. So when you drive in the paint, you draw, you kick. We need to do a better job of allowing the game to dictate who takes the shots and not individuals. Now, I will tell you this. Carmelo Anthony had 16 shots in that game, more than any other Knick on the team. I don't think Tyson Chandler, this is just me from the sports
Melo
avenue.
only took 16?
Only 16. J.R. Smith took 12.
That's
Here's
like
the thing.
10 less than he usually.
Here's the thing. I have a problem with this. When you're in a team sport and you're in the middle of a playoff run and everything, whether you're playing well or not, the media is not where you go to air this kind of laundry. Tyson Chandler wants to say this. You go to Carmelo Anthony and say, look, I watched the tapes, Melo. You need to stop being so selfish. You need to realize there's 5 of us here. It's a team sport. You don't go to the New York Daily News reporter and tell him. Am I wrong there, Tom James?
Well, you got to keep it in-house, obviously, especially at a time like this. This only creates massive dissension, as if there wasn't some already.
Because now they say, the coaches come out and said, oh, no, we're all on the same page. The hell you are.
Yeah, that's damage control, and it's too little too late.
JJ, do you agree with me this should have been kept in-house?
Well, it's the Knicks. And there's always going to be something on a Carmelo team anti-Carmelo. The players are not everybody in the locker room. Yeah, not everybody in the locker room is going to get along with him. And they're going to let that known to their favorite writer or whoever who's going to leak it out there because they want Melo to know, pass the ball, man. You can't win like that in the NBA. Maybe if it was make it, take it, but it's not. You can't jack up 30 shots a game. Melo, the shots that he makes, too, are always slow developing in the half-court offense. And by that time, Indiana's long-arm defense, congests the lane, and they can't score. And if they don't the way they were winning in the regular season, at the beginning of the season when they went on this awesome run, was everybody was contributing, everybody was hitting threes. From the Novaks on the team to the Shumperts to everybody. Now it's just the Melo show.
and that doesn't win basketball. And Tyson Chandler should have called him out to his face, not in the press. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Richard Young, Titus Young's father, says his son's not a bad guy. He's got issues. We'll talk about that. Wrap it up, Buddy Sports Page, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA.
The Source. Hi, this is Buddy Martin. I want to tell you about a conversation I had recently with General Manager Pat Murray on the great family atmosphere at Country Club of Ocala.
It's a family-first club. Again, we have any number of different types of memberships, but obviously the one that attracts the greatest level of interest is our family. And the reason for that is we have a little bit of something for everybody. I mean, we obviously have a world-class golf course. We have 7 tennis courts here for all levels of tennis players. We have a junior Olympic-sized swimming pool. We have a fitness center that's second to none, and we have state-of-the-art equipment in our fitness center.
Country Club of Ocala, where the facilities are all a family would ever need. For more information, call today at 352-237-6644. That's 352-237-6644. Country Club of Ocala, proud sponsor of Monday's Gator Report and Gator Talk Thursday right here on The Source.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase process fixed rate alone.
Mayday! Mayday! Our buyer blew it. He ordered 38 cars instead of 8. And now we have got way too much inventory.
Hey, this is Chris Spears from Prestige Auto Sales. I've got to sell these 30 cars extra fast. I'm going spastic, so I've got to do something drastic.
Qualified buyers with $5 down can drive a nicer, newer car today. Who knew $5 could get you a nicer, newer car?
Well, it can, because I'm in a jam.
Is bad credit causing you distress? My For the People credit approval process just may save the day. Get approved for a nicer, newer car you'll love. Mayday! Mayday! Get down to Prestige Auto Sales right away. The Mayday Madness ends after we've cleared 37 cars.
My name is Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people.
Visit Prestige Auto Sales or call 694-1234. See you at Prestige.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Robin and I will be speaking to Jay Desmarteau. He's coming on to report about a new survey of 500 small businesses across the country to tell us the financial health of small business so far in 2013.
Cardiologist Dr. James Reifel will help us understand the different types of stroke.
And then Open for Debate, where I bring a topic to the show and we debate it.
TJ English, a producer for NYPD Blue, will be speaking about his new book, Whitey's Payback, and other true stories.
And then Lynn Sennett is coming on, a volunteer recruiter and a trainer with the Guardian and Lighted program, coming into the studio to tell us about the training session that begins on Monday, June 3rd.
Sharon Miller-Blake is a survivor of child abuse. She'll be speaking about her new book, On Horseback and Healing.
And then attorney John Fuller will be on his own show. It's called Legally Yours, and he comes in to answer your questions about the law.
Have all of your health issues addressed by chiropractic orthopedist Dr. Riyad Fakuri on the Head to Toe Care Show.
All of that plus more duets on Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
If you want to avoid getting ripped off and put more money in your pocket, then join me, Clark Howard, every weeknight at 6, right here on WOCA, The Source.
Do you know someone dealing with cancer? I dare say we all do. Well, Thursday at 11 a.m., Dr. Rao, board-certified radiation oncologist with the Florida Regional Cancer Center, will be our guest to share the good news that there is hope through innovative and compassionate care right here in Ocala. A team approach to treatment means overall patient care. Be sure to tune in and ask those important questions. Again, Dr. Rao will be here to bring hope and answers. That's Thursday at 11 a.m.'s Health Matters.
WWWWOCA WWWWOCA
Right here since 1957. We're WOCA, News Talk 1370.
Buddy Sports Page, I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, along with Tom James, Sean Down Goes Frazier, JJ LaSalva. Last topic for Around the Water Cooler on a Tuesday. Titus Young, 23, ex-Lion, Boise State football player, arrested Friday in California for the third time in a week. He allegedly broke into a home. He's been charged with attempted burglary, assaulting a police officer, resisting arrest. Less than a week earlier, Young was also arrested on suspicion of drunk driving under the influence, then arrested the same day for allegedly trying to get his car from a tow yard. Now, his dad says, you got to understand, my son has a mental health disorder and desperately needs help. He's been diagnosed as bipolar schizophrenia, and he was on the drug Seroquel. Now, I know something about this. My mother was a bipolar schizophrenic. She was prescribed Seroquel, and there were days when literally I would go over there and she wouldn't be on her meds, and I was frightened for my safety. So I know this is not – a lot of people say, oh, it's a mental disorder. That's not really a disease. You're dead wrong. This is a disease.
Absolutely wrong.
If this does prove to be – if this story that his father's saying is correct, my view of what Titus Young is going through will change dramatically.
This is a medical issue, period.
He's obviously got a lot going on. Seroquel is not something they hand out to people.
No, it's
at
not.
all.
It's not one of those drugs that's readily available. It's not like Seroquel's not like people say, oh, but Xanax. No. This isn't Xanax or Valium, okay?
This is going to put you down.
My mother took 25 milligrams of Seroquel, which is a ton of Seroquel, and it made her operate at a normal function. And Seroquel, to a lot of people, puts you. You'd be like 1, 2, and 8's 10 because you're out for the count. You know
To me, Titus Young is turning into Maurice Claret. And it's just somebody who's jacked up in the head, who has a lot of talent, but he's just got a bunch of problems going on up there.
But the problem is, see, the way you just addressed it, he's jacked up in the head like it's not that big a deal. This is a mental. If this does play out to be a mental disorder,
okay, so a mental disorder means you're jacked up in the head.
Yeah, but people seem to take it lightly. This is if he's literally truly.
I'm not taking it anyway. I don't know him from Adam. I don't care about him.
Just listen. I'm not saying you. I'm saying the general public. I know this to be fact because I've had a parent that suffered from mental disease. Mm-hmm. Just like alcoholism, they think, yeah, that's something you can get over. It's not like it's cancer. Right. When actually it's a disease, just as cancer is a disease.
A lot of people still believe, pull up your boots, get it together. What kind of
exactly?
This guy's not going to be able to do
catching
that.
Up. The world is still catching up to
this guy's
mental
not going to be
illness,
able to do that,
and they're not there yet.
And if this plays out to be that, my view of Titus Young will change.
Well, I think it's obvious that he already has. Just look at his charges. NFL players don't get arrested for burglarizing people's homes.
Unless you're Ryan Leaf trying to get the purple truck.
Exactly.
That was Ryan Leaf.
NFL players get arrested for doing dumb rich people things. Not that. This guy has serious issues, man. There's no reason millionaire needs to be breaking into anybody's home. So,
was he around that long to be a millionaire?
Probably. I mean, he played like 3 years in the league.
He was a second-round draft pick.
Okay.
That's pretty decent.
Very decent. So I'd take that paycheck right now.
Well, I think now, though, as we start looking back at this story, we're going to find more and more out, and I think we're going to have more of or at least I probably will have more of a sympathetic viewpoint of what's going on. So
because right now everybody's joining
like,
the hate train.
What kind of moron gets arrested 3 times in a week?
Yeah, you peel that onion back just a little bit, and you realize there's something a little more serious going on with Titus Young.
Well, there you go.
Oh, yeah.
Another successful Around the Water Cooler. Tom James, thanks so much for joining us.
Always.
I want to also thank Angie Lewis and Dave Pingalore, for J.J. LaSalva, Sean Down Goes Frazier, and for Buddy Martin sipping Mai Tais by a pool somewhere, I'm sure. I'm Tom Schmidt saying have a good night, everybody.
Hi, I'm Lisa Midget with Kinetic Motion Fitness, Ocala's premier small group and personal training fitness studio. Did you know you can achieve all your fitness goals, whether that's losing weight, getting fit, or training for a personal best, all with no membership fees? Have you ever been embarrassed or intimidated at a big gym because you're not a Greek god or a size 0 supermodel? Have you ever felt like